You know, it's not good. I keep seeing, like, random spikes in the VU meter for the microphone. I wonder what that's about. Oh, of course, well, now I like my cigarette. This is what I miss when I used to be able to get lighters with the wheel on, because they didn't just, like, send the microphone into the red. Whatever, I'm Xeff, as we know. Nothing remarkable today. We're just going to mess about with these blood prototypes, because I said I would. I actually recorded a video for this where we started looking at them and just delay after delay after delay, and then it's like, well, I'd sort of debated, should I stream like the rest of them? So I guess we'll just do it in one go. I might have to pause to eat somewhere in this one, but that won't be much. I'll literally just sit here and drink a milkshake. But I guess we should go. We're going to be using the K5 for this, which, well, we know the K5. We've seen it a lot. It seems to get tasked with this kind of thing, because, I mean, if you remember when all the Shadow Warrior prototypes released, this is what we used. I think it was when I first built this machine that we did that. This thing didn't even have, like, a cover on it. Why do cables get shorter? Like, I'm trying to rearrange the keyboards, and the cables won't come out any further. And I know full well, this one here especially, like, the cable on this will pretty much reach the other end of the room. I don't point right, do I, for being on YouTube? I'm doing it wrong. Like, what I'm supposed to do, if I want to be in with the cool kids, what I've got to do is I've got to do that stupid, like, how do you do, I don't know if I can get in that position. Hang on. I gotta do that. I gotta do that in every thumbnail. Who the fuck even puts their face in that position? That doesn't feel right to me. It doesn't feel right to put my arm like, I'm quite flexible. I think they do it with a fisheye lens. This is a very slight fisheye. But yeah, I'll be honest with you, like, if you're new here, I don't fucking like this game. I think Blood's terrible. I think it's an awful game. I think it's one of the worst games on the build engine by a long way. Like, the underlying engine in it's fine, because it's the same engine as Duke 3D. And it quite literally is. Like, people think that the things Blood did, that's engine enhancements. It's not. It's game side. Monolith don't help, because in their documents they like to say the X system is an engine enhancement. It really isn't. It's all game side. So anything Blood does, Duke 3D could have done if the programmers had wanted it to do it. It wouldn't really have been very hard to do a lot of it. It's just the game didn't need it. Blood, I think they had a lot less substance in their game, so they found the need to bolster it with all sorts of fancy things, which are very nice. Not necessarily very well implemented, but they are nice. So yeah, we'll have a look. I think we'll start right at the beginning, because I don't think I've just noticed I've left my mealworms on top of my monitor. I don't want to do that, it'll cook them. Does that gross someone out? Lots of squirming things in a box. Look, I've got pet spiders, they have to eat something, and it was all I could get. They didn't have any crickets in. So yeah, I don't know, we'll probably start with the earliest one, which is, yeah, the 94 one. Let me just check on stuff here. Yeah, shit's working, that's all good. PC isn't on fire, that's always a nice start. I want to temper with the colour as well, because I've noticed things keep coming in overly red, although I'm really not seeing it, and this is the thing, I can't see it until after the fact. And I think what it is I probably, from using that Trinitron for years that was burned out and had no red in it, I think it's messed with my eyes, that when I look at the monitor and I try and colour grade things, I'm sort of used to it being overly red, and I'd kind of got the hang of where to set things on that monitor to where it looked alright, but that would obviously result in it being overly red, and of course I had the Dell monitor as a preview monitor because it was a shit thing, and that made everything really, really yellow. So now I've got two LEDs running that are really good. And yeah, when it looks right on there, like, you know, it's probably actually not enough red. I'm going to turn the red up, because that's what I'm used to it looking like. Yeah, so this is a 1994 one. These have been doctored. I should say that. These have been doctored by whoever released them. And also, I won't give money for these, so what I have done, because I don't want these people having money, they're shit people, so what I've done is I've bought Refreshed Supply on Steam, which I've no intention of playing. Like I said, I don't like Blood, I think it's crap, so I've bought that, and then what I've done is request a refund, and so I get to keep the prototypes, because I already own Blood, I own the big box, I should have got it out, but it's at the back of a closet upstairs, and I don't really want to go in there, it's not a very nice place, but you know, I already own the game, so I have every right to play these, in my mind. I just don't want to give these people money, so that's how you do that, that's how you deal with it. But these have been doctored, so when they show up on random websites in the future, you know, you can already hear the fake cadence YouTubers going on about it, as if it was always that way, and then everybody thinks that even though it's wrong. First up though, we're actually going to look in text files, because I think that's going to see if there's anything interesting in those. Because it might tell us something we might need to know when we're playing through this. Keep in mind, oh, this is just called edit, really? Okay. Well, that's alright, we can get away with that. I could rename things, it's probably a batch file they've made. But, my keyboard layouts, I just heard more letterbox. Would I really be fucking about my property? You could see somebody get bludgeoned on a live stream. I thought I'd fix this. You see, this is why you don't do things like this in a stream. But we're doing things nobody's going to give a fuck about. But I had no stream sort of really planned for this week, so it's not a big deal. But obviously I'm surprised I managed to get in. Let's have a look. Stemmer's several editions not found. Game C, first of all, our Ken game will look for generate 4 translucency tables, which will be loaded. It's not likely that we'll need all 4, but we're testing which percentage is best for the game. We've run versions of gamma correction with more resolution, so they're trying to go off on their own here. Our version of build is specific to our game, as in the editor or the engine. You mean the editor. Each of our map files has an optional comp file containing some game-specific information. Through extensive modifications to bstub and a hack to the font in tablestat, this extra information is displayed in our version of build. Our build also requires DOS4G 1.95 or later. I think finals are 1.97. As far as our maps go, there may yet be some incorrect textures or doors, or there will be incorrect textures because it has been doctored. Big deal, we'll get those later. Also, well, that is Monolith's attitude, and we're still waiting for a lot of shit to be fixed years, like decades after the final version of the game. Also, some intentionally raised sectors will be changed to moving as soon as our sector data types are added to bstub. Lastly, our build header is now a header file for build object, not the build 3D engine. We have an engine header file with a massive modifications, including actual function prototypes, no more warnings, as well as prototypes for previously undocumented variables and functions. Note some of these protos may not be public, as WDisSM reports them anyways. If you decided to use these headers, please let us know so we can send you updates, and to let Peter know his works appreciate Peter Fries, I would assume. Also, if you'd like to see our bstub, drop us a line and we'll talk about it. Nick, Peter and Kevin. Okay, fine. I don't think the other one was anything worth looking. We don't care about that. We don't care about that. We'll see it in action. So I guess I better run setup so that it actually runs. Do you think we have any sound or anything yet? Do you think we should be stupid and turn the resolution up? I think we're leaving in screen buffered mode. Really, I think one of these two modes is probably your sort of more reliable in like an unfinished build game. I would go with screen buffer. Should perform quite well. This machine should be more than powerful enough. We might come back and try this on my P66, which would be contemporary with when this version of the game was being worked on. Just because of the fact that Blood as a game, it didn't perform very well. It had a lot of performance problems, the final version of Blood. And so I'm curious as to when that crept in. We just might be able to figure that out. Maybe. We might be able to figure that out. Also, a curious thing with this is this version of the game would predate Dark Forces being released. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if we go in here and find out that it's like a crappy Doom clone. Because we know the text files from the alpha, which was somewhere in February 96, I think, that leaked years ago. Text files in that mention Dark Forces by name, so we know Dark Forces influenced Blood, and really I think it was arguably the most influential FPS of the 90s, Dark Forces. Whereas I don't think Doom was. Doom, I think, came too early and just, it happened, but all it showed was that you could sell an FPS game, it didn't show you how to make one. Dark Forces, I think, showed you how to make one. And so I reckon there'll be a very rapid shift in the way Blood looks around the time Dark Forces came out. But we shall see. We shall see. So, it's Ken Game they call it, isn't it? It's their executable name. Of course, we have the board editor. Whoops. Nearly wrote Ken Build then. I don't imagine this will be doing very much. Was it even called Blood yet? Was it like Horror 3D back then? If Nightmare 3D had got a sequel, I could have seen that being on the build engine, you know. I could 100% have seen that being on a build engine. Like, I could see it being some... Yeah, I don't know. It just strikes me as something that David Gray would have done. Would be just license build. It feels like it would work, and it feels like it would be a good engine for making that sort of game. I mean, I'm ragging on, like, maze games and shit, but Nightmare 3D was a total maze game. Nightmare 3D's old enough to get away with it, and it's a small enough dev team to get away with it. I mean, really, for the most part, that game was made by, like, one guy. So, you know, that gets it a lot of leeway. Well, the doors need keys. Feels a lot like moving in the editor, and it basically is. I mean, really, when you think about it, I wouldn't say games were built out of the editor, but there's no reason they should handle, like, much differently. Like, you would probably just copy that movement to start with, because, I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, the editor's running build just the same as the game, kind of. There are some small differences. I guess, what is this, meant to be teleporters? I'm guessing the green tiles are probably the textures that got doctored. I say Nightmare 3D is a little bit of a Realms of the Haunting vibe to this room. I don't imagine there's much going on in this yet, this early on. I mean, they're definitely lacking any sort of functionality. We don't have weaponry or anything. Blood's howdy, learn guy. So I don't imagine we'll find much in here. But like I said, in the earliest prototype, kind of expect. I think this corridor, I think we saw this in the alpha, didn't we? In the February 96 version from years ago. We did look at that on this channel a long time ago. I don't really think there's anything else to look at in this map. There might be more map, but what I'm thinking is, as this version of the game seems to lack really anything, we might do better to just look at it in the build editor. Because it doesn't seem any of the mechanics are in yet. So we'll be faster changing that. I mean, there's no sound or anything there. No weapons. Doesn't look like we have monsters. Jeez, I've got to put a hook on the back of this shelf to stop the keyboard rails eating my wires. Oh, hold on. I forgot something, didn't I? Might have done. This actually appears to be a far earlier oh, yeah. So this is... I don't know. No, this came with the refreshed supply stuff. These are copied straight out of the refreshed supply folder. I'm sure, arguably, I'm violating the terms of the license agreement by, you know, playing a thing that I've technically refunded. But like I say, I earned Blood. I've earned Blood since not too long after it came out. So, you know, really, am I violating any license agreement? Nah. If somebody tries to, like, you know, throw me in the courts for it, it'd be very interesting. Oh, no, I was right. Look at this. Doom clone. Right there. So this is what they were going. It's not like I could stuff DRM into a DOS pro. I wouldn't put it past them to start trying. I really wouldn't, and these have been doctored, so... Oh, for fuck's sake, it's this map. It's the boring map. This was in the later one. I remember this level, because I remember some guy calling me a pedo while I was streaming it years ago. That was really nice. No, typically, you see, I had the opposite problem, where I sort of had a preference for older women, right? Not like really old, but sort of like middle-aged. Oh, fuck. It's phantasms. But you see, as I get older myself, I'm sort of catching up with that line. So it doesn't seem like such a gap anymore. You know, I think that design kind of looks better. Very different vibe about it. I mean, I doubt they're implemented yet. So we don't know if they were always like lag spawn or like... Because, I mean... In the final of the game, you get one phantasm on the screen and the game just shits the bed and starts performing awfully. I know this is early days for the game when this was done, but holy crap, like this is 100% just a Doom clone at this point. Like, this would have... Like, in appearance and sort of the way they're laying it out. I don't think we need to dig around in this, because we've already seen this level years ago. It really does look like a Doom map. So it looks like my theory might actually... We're off to a good start here, where I say, like, you know, I bet you as soon as Dark Forces releases, we see a massive change in direction of the levels here. That looks like a plan for maybe some room over room. I wonder if that's this bit here. Well, a teleporter, more likely. If you went in there, it might teleport you. It gives me that impression. So yeah, looking at this in the editor's actually better, because we probably wouldn't be able to... Yeah, and we probably wouldn't be able to pass through that in with nothing been implemented in the game executable yet. So looking at these early ones in the editor is probably the way to go. We have spiderwebs. We already have fucking gargoyles. A different look about them. It's giving me Nightmare 3D vibes. It really is. Wow! Oh no, it's more the fucking gargoyle noise. Yeah, enemies in this game, they love going in circles. They'll get stuck doing it. They'll get stuck doing it until you dismiss them. It's like, oh shit, well I guess he's stuck up there. I'll go and get on with playing the level, and as soon as you turn your back, they just start clawing the back of your fucking neck out. Again, it's like they aren't laying things out like a mid-90s FPS yet. Fucking hell, the scale's a bit... Let me go back into gravity mode. This is large. It may be intentional because there's like a castle-y vibe about it. I don't know though. Like, that is huge. No, I think the scaling's just off. I think they haven't... So that's interesting that they, like, you know, professionals did the same thing as amateurs, where early on they were, they just made things oversized. You can sort of tell which door tile that turned into in the final. Again, I like this design. It needs a little bit of work doing to it, but I like the design of that quite a bit. You know, this is going to be great for blood modders, I'm sure, because there'll be all these tiles that they just, like, never got to use. Like, you know, they can now use in things. They make the pointy slide doors. Why do people do them that way? I've never made them that way. Like, the most I ever did was bevel the corner of swing doors. Yeah, there really isn't anything much in these, like I say, I mean, figure an early build of the game. I think we did see this map in the alpha. I'll keep calling it the alpha, because it's what everybody knew it as. I think we saw it in the alpha, but I think the textures were completely invalid. Like, all the tile numbers have probably moved since, like, between this and that. But yeah, this is... I think things will get more interesting once we get into some of the later ones. I'll tell you what this map actually makes me think of, even though it's like a totally different art style. It makes me think of the Harry Potter games on the PlayStation 1. like Like the scaling for the outdoor area and now this area, I could totally see it in the Potter games on PS1. Yeah, doing this in the editor is way better, I think, for these. I should go in now just because it's deep, but it's again a bit Doom looking. I don't know, and still way overscaled. I am in gravity mode here, so this will be an early map. They obviously hadn't got the hang of the scaling at all yet. Palette in this version, the palette in this is definitely different. I wonder if we have edit art, it should display it in the corner. I mean, I could extract it, but I'd have to use a different PC to read it. Because they're not hard to read, it is just 3 bytes per index of the palette. But those bytes aren't like the full 8 bits long. Like, obviously it occupies an entire byte in the file, but it's only like 6 bits or something per colour. Yeah, it might actually have more green in it, because the final doesn't have a lot of green. I wonder if it has power cups and stuff, but it's mouldy. Well, you know, when you're in a maze, you follow the line. Scaling's definitely off. Now, I wonder if that's why the scale is different in Blood. Because in Blood, when you build maps for Blood, and this screwed me over when I went over to doing Duke 3D, it's another fucking maze, isn't it? Fucking hell, it is as well. This was going to be a maze game. Yeah, the scaling in Blood, you have to make things larger than in Duke. So from years of doing Blood, it's like, nobody ever said when I started mapping for Duke that my scale was inconsistent. They just said it was overscaled. And with me, it wasn't like learning the editor like a lot of people. It was that I learned the editor in Blood, and so I built things at the scale you had to in Blood. And I always wonder if it's, rather than them trying to eke out more detail, it was the fact that they maybe just never got the hang of building at the scale for the game being set up as it was this way, so they just, fuck it, let's just make everything like, you know, let's make the camera taller and fiddle with the field of view or something. That fucking text, holy shit. Oh no. It's another seeing things that probably aren't there in wall textures with Uncle Xeff's, like, depraved brain. I don't know if you're seeing it. I don't know if you're seeing it. A slightly heavy-set woman sitting on a guy's face. No, right, because this would be a head, right? We'll go for the middle one, because people tend to look in the middle of things. That would be her head, right there. This would be like her back, like of her torso. This would be her ass. Like, that's one side of her ass. Then you've got, like, the crack, and then you've got the other side of her ass. Her legs are forward, and then that would be like her calves and cankles, and that's like the guy's face. Or she could be sat facing you and like with her head forward, like that would be her fringe, and then the darkened area would be her face. She was maybe a bit flat chested, so you're looking in between her legs at her crotch, and that's the guy's face. But that kind of looks like a face there, like somebody's there, like, you know, laid on the ground. That would be like their body, their butt will be about, and that will be their leg. And they're just sort of watching on like, geez, that dude's so lucky, I wish I was him. You know? It's different from... Well, when I first actually saw a penis, but I was a bit farther away. So when I first spotted it, I was going to come over and be like, oh, there's a dick, because that would be like the balls, and that would be like the dick, and that would be like the like, dick head. Like, but as I got closer, I'm like, no, it's a chunky chick. Like face-sitting someone. That's what it is. I'm sticking to it, because I mean, I had that thing with Hexen where I thought I'd imagined it for years, and then we streamed Hexen, and I started doing what I was seeing, like titties and like midgets in the... You're not allowed to say midget now, are you? Dwarf? You know, they're like the blacks, where they keep changing their mind about what word they want you to use. Or at least somebody is. The people themselves probably don't really give a fuck, you know, but somebody speaking on their behalf has decided that you can't use that word now. I don't know, but... Well, these doors are just white walls. It'd be really funny to hide an ass in these... I mean, it wouldn't spread. It's the sort of thing I would do. It's the sort of thing I would try and get away. Well, I have. Like, my penis is hidden in, like, some things I've made, and nobody's ever figured it out. And I know I'm not the only person who's done it. Like, I still question, I can't remember the word for it, but you know when you, like, encode, like, an image in a sound wave? Like, I still question if I encode, like, the shape of my dick in a sound recording, like, if I put in a song, like, have I ear raped somebody? Because they didn't consent to me putting my dick in their ears, but they're listening to that, and they can hear this weird high-frequency noise in the background. If they look at, like, the spectrograph for it, they just see this dick in there, and it's like, yeah, that's been in your ears, technically. So, like, would that actually constitute ear rape? Like, for real? But yeah, the Hexen one, like I said, well, I must have been hallucinating because me and my friend were, like, high at the time. And then I'm looking, I'm like, no, it's there, shit, it's actually real. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was deliberate. It was probably like some in-jerk in the industry. You know, these early maps, man, I mean, obviously they're early maps, so they go into, but they kind of suck. I think they, and I'm 100%, I'm standing by that we will see this major shift. As soon as we get past the Dark Forces released. Yeah, this would have been a Podgy West, Q Studios. And the game might still have been under the Horror 3D title. But there might be a title card in the tiles. We'll look at the tiles when we've been through the maps. I don't even know if it's worth looking at all of these, because I just don't think we're going to see much, and most of them look like they're just early takes on maps in the alpha. And again, it's a fucking Doom map. Like, it just looks like a Doom level, but with this sort of slightly cartoony tile set. Like, there's something a little bit childish about the art in this one. I don't know. It just gives me that vibe. Like, it's a bit sort of kiddie. Certainly more literally in the case of Halo 2 Vista Map Editor, and the press finding it consequently had the capabilities of said editor sabotaged. Well, that might be what it was done for, was so that they had an excuse to sabotage it. Aren't people still waiting for Halo 3 to come out on PCs somewhere? Oh jeez, I bet you this looks like a Doom level. Oh yeah, this one not so much, but I mean again, it's early days. But I'm seeing this and it's like almost, you have this moment where there's this little hint of what might be grandeur. And then you look sort of like a couple of yards away and it's just this big wooden fucking box with the bars. Like, you know, all the monsters in Doom are just like cage dancing shit. Yeah, it's a Doom level. Again, it looks like a Doom level. You saw the red scribbles on the tiles, so there's clearly, there is clearly a bunch of fucking, like, tiles that are going to get removed from this. Wasn't it originally a parody? It might have been. That would be more in line with Nightmare 3D, wouldn't it? Maybe they should have kept it that way. Oh my eyes. All the Halo games eventually arrived on PC. Ah, okay. Well, it shows what I know. I don't keep up with them. I only played, like, Halo Trial, like, really. Like, the full version of Halo 1, like, they just nerfed the fuck out the pistol or something. Like, it just didn't feel the same. There was something off about it. You see little hints in this one, actually, of that they might be getting the hang of things. Still way overscaled. I mean, again, I am in gravity mode here, like. We've hardly come up to this guy's dick. And it's like Realms of the Haunting vibes. Actually, you know, this sort of reminds me of, like, that room I had in Lochnarie Castle. Fuck, we've got edge tiles for the carpet. I always wished they had those. I mean, people are going to have a field day with this. Like, oh, fucking yeah, man. Palette's definitely different. It's definitely a different palette. There's getting these little carvy details now, so they're sort of getting used to using build. Like a big courtyard or something. Let's have a look. Ah, I was expecting it to be taller. Fuck's like Narnia or something, man. All these archways, so these mask tiles are things that they really should have kept around. Like, I get the feeling the game used to have a lot more of them. Which it's looking like it did. And back when I used to build levels for Blood, the amount of times I wished it had more of them. It's interesting that these are just a flat mask wall there. It's sort of Doom style to game. Because I don't think there's any reason this version of the engine would have to do it like that. Well, this version of the... this would be V5, wouldn't it? Would this be V5? They were somewhere in 94. So it's probably V5. Maybe V4. I mean, this thing's probably built on V4, so we won't have slurps yet. And we probably won't have, like, texture swapping on walls yet. We can find out if we have texture swapping. Hold on. Yeah. Oh no, we do. We do have texture swapping. Thinking about it, might have been a V4 thing. I'll do that just to prove that it's working. So we already had texture swapping. I'm fairly sure we can find out if it's V5. Doesn't look like it, because I can't get into the... oh, I don't know though. Maybe. I was trying to get into the ground draw thing. I might be misremembering the keys. Build editor 22 of the 9th. Yeah, this will be V5, I think, September 94. So, yeah, we're in V5. So this is the same version of Build as Lame Duke runs that this is on. It's another fucking Doom area. This looks like Doom 64 up here, the layout. It actually does inside it as well. You see, it's a weird thing, isn't it? Because I don't really like Doom, and yet Doom 64 pissed me off for not being like Doom. You know, I remember buying that, and it's... oh, shit, you know, I'm not a huge fan of Doom, but I mean, this is decently priced game. It's been working for over 4 hours. No, it hasn't. It's been, like, barely more than a half hour. Still weird names for these. GM Son. I got Greg Malone. I'm guessing more fucking Maisha shit. Man, they really didn't have a lot of ideas back when they did this, did they? I mean, maybe they were just testing. Oh, shit, no. Fuck. This bit's good. This bit's good. Looks nice. You know that fucking... you know that level? I think it's like the penultimate level for... no, it isn't. It's not the penultimate level, but it's close to the end. It's like 2 levels before the one where you're inside the body. Like late in the game. Fuck no, so I don't know the name of it. But it's the one where you basically need the jump boost to complete it in the final game. They should have gone with this instead of that. They should have kept this area. This area is really nice. Like this has like a totally sort of weird sort of vibe about it. Slightly sort of hellish and menacing, but a little bit Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness as well. It has the same sort of vibe as some of the areas in that. But this would have totally worked. They should have just had these stars, like, rise up, instead of having to do all that shit with that key door that doesn't work, or was the key missing also, I don't know. They should have just done that. Of course, where it falls to bits is the stuff off the side here, because you can see from the top there that you can't look into, you know, what would be the roof of this area. There's a limit of sector engines, obviously. I mean, there are ways around it, but none of them are very pretty. So you have to be kind of careful with designing things like that, because once you notice, you can't unnotice, and it just breaks the illusion. So they're starting to figure it out. This level seems to be more skillfully made than the others. It may be a bit newer. I'm being careful not to save them, because I'd like to see if the file dates are intact. I mean, it's not a very interesting area. I'll tell you what this is. It's like the fucking... I'm sure I've seen spaces like this in like the backroom shit. I'm not allowed in there anymore. and I got a massive electric bill. You remember when I plugged the extension cord into their outlets, and I've been running it to my head. It's still plugged in, but I got a massive bill, so I'm going to have to go try and pay someone else to go in there and move it to a different outlet so that they don't know I've got. But yeah, they told me, you know, I've put cigarette barns in their carpets, and they won't let me go back in there, apparently. So I don't know. Let's turn this screen off. Well, I wonder if the rest of the geometry in here will keep. No, it's gone shit very quickly. Fuck. Well, this is a connecting area though. And so when I build levels, the connecting areas tend to look shit for a really long time. Because I've just got no reason to decorate them early on. Oh great, poo pipes. Everyone needs poo pipes. So I'm guessing this tile was retired just on the basis you could stick this to the wall as a sprite, and they figured that was better. I wonder if they regretted that when the later builds of this game started performing like shit. Because in those cases you kind of want to cut back on your number of sprites. Like if you have performance issues, the last thing you want to do is start adding more sprites. Yeah, again, this is like a wall tile. Yeah, that might be a mesh, but I don't think that is. Well, a sprite, but I don't think that is. No. Sprites are masks, kind of. They're drawn within the draw masks function, not the draw rooms function. Well, even walls are if it's a wall mask. It really depends on, like, you know, like if I put a mask wall there, that's actually drawing in the sprite like rendering and not the, like, it doesn't get drawn with the rest of the walls. I mean, you could actually draw them out of sync, which would probably look really weird. I don't know why you would want to do that, but it could be useful if you were trying to make a scenario where, like, you acknowledged it was taking place in the game and it started wigging out, like, was part of the thing. You know, it could be useful there. Sky tiles need cleaning up a bit. There's a lot of noise in that texture. And there's something Duke actually has a lot of. Is because it went through at least 3 different palettes throughout its development. A lot of the tiles didn't get cleaned up very well. It seems like the last conversion they didn't clean up very well for a lot of it. I don't know, I actually sort of think, like, that helped Duke, like having the grain and the noise in the textures. Sort of sold the aesthetic of that game a lot better. It's just Tomb Raider-y vibes again. Weird. I mean, it's obviously, you can sort of see what they were trying to go for, but at the same time you're left wondering. Is this on an angle? Did they build a... So, no, it's not off 90 degrees, it's just the way I'm looking at things. I was going to say, if they were doing a diagonal building, it's a little bit ambitious, because it's not that easy to do. It's not as hard as a lot of people think it is once you figure out the magic. But especially not in a modern editor, it's quite easy to do, like in a new editor. We've seen this a few times, where the outer edge of staircases tends to overextend. It's quite distinctive. There's no detail or anything in there. Again, just a beginning of a level and what's probably going to evolve into a mass fucking maze. But notably, they are overlapping sectors there. So they are testing that out, I guess. They're like, oh, this is a thing we can do. Yeah, it certainly is. There ain't nothing in build that stops. Oh, this looks like Fable. It is as well. Shit, under construction. Yeah, you got that right. Fable is in the 1996 adventure game, not the whatever the hell the other one is. He's not having a good day. Nor is he. You know, Alex Scruffy and unshaven and shit in this one. Oh, more headstone tiles. You see, they ended up using voxels eventually. Voxels. So I guess we lost a lot along the way. Yeah, I'm scruffy and unshaven today because it's kind of the level of respect blood deserves. And no one else has any self-respect these days, so why should I? Yeah, I'm just kidding, I still maintain my own self-respect. You know, there's a curious thing with, like, put in transparency textures as like a flaw. At least in Duke, where if you put like a transparent sprite over the top of it, you start to see the pink, because when it's just on the ground, it'll render black. And I'm not actually sure why that happens, because when the game's running, it replaces the, like, look at in the palette, that index of the palette, with all zeros. And so, suggests that the, like, functions handling the translucency tables don't know about that for whatever reason. I'm not really sure, I haven't looked into it, but it's a curious thing. But it replacing that index with zeros is why it will appear black. We've already looked in here. L1, so this would have been your fast level, that map we've just been in, I guess. Wow, not much of one. L2. I wonder what they had planned for this, because this sure as shit doesn't qualify as a level. We haven't seen that dick and balls texture again. I'm quite disappointed. I was hoping that would show up more. Looks like we have variants of the tile floor. But yeah, 94, really not much to see. We're using doors that are drawn instead. No, that's a bit weird, because I mean this engine could slide sectors. So. I mean, I guess it's so they can have the detail there, but there's ways you could have done that. Really don't know. Not sure why they've done that, because that looks worse than what they could have done. I mean, what you would do is you would just have like a mask wall perking off the corner of the door, so that the front like wall of this one would be longer, and then you could just put the texture on it as a mask. There's no reason you couldn't do that. There would be, so that you get a smoother slide, and it shouldn't render any slow. In fact, it might render quicker if you split it into two and you just add the outcrop as a mask, because there's less area that you're rendering as a mask. I don't know, what would I know? I will nod out about things like that from time to time. As you know, the only thing I give a fuck about with Blood is its development and the game engine it runs on. Again, we have this hint that being able to drop from one level to another was planned, but it was probably just a silent teleporter. We'll see if... is this a sprite? I was going to say, I doubt this would be a sprite floor, because I don't even know if we have floor sprites yet. We'll find out. Let's place a sprite. Let's place tile 0. So we can do wall sprites. No floor sprite. Don't have that yet. That, or it's a separate key that I don't remember. Again, really not much in there. M1. They're using the same numbering scheme as Lame Duke, which is interesting. I've seen this somewhere. We've seen this somewhere. I don't remember where. Probably in the alpha. And it's something, you know, that Blood, I think, does well. Even in the final, with hardly any green in its palette. Its tile set, you know, and its palette, its general look and feel, lends itself well to these sort of slightly overgrown outdoor areas that are a bit dilapidated. And I don't think it's something they took advantage of as much as they should have. This area is actually shaping up to be quite pretty. If they'd kept working on this would have been a nice thing to look at. And it seems it did hang about for a while, but yeah, it doesn't seem to like have made it to the final game, that's for sure. Unless it didn't, I don't remember. They really like these carved hallways, which I don't disagree with that. Like, the carved hallways look pretty good. It just turns into, I mean, it's unfinished obviously, but it turns into just bland and detailed sort of Doom shit again very quickly. Does this elevator even go anywhere? It goes to, oh no, there is shit here. We're back in this area. It goes down. I thought it'd go up. Yeah, really not much to see in these. See if we can find out where that drain hole goes. Because these, no, I think there's translucency there. I don't know. I was like, is that electric lights? You feel out of place, but I think that would render black in the game because they probably do the same thing. Oh no, we're nearly through the maps now, or about halfway through, but they seem to be getting smaller. They seem to be getting smaller. Something back there. What's the deal with that? Well, there's nothing behind it. Is it part of this texture? I wonder if the smackers were already planned. Like, if they already planned to put smacker textures in. There's nothing on the edge of that tile. So I don't know why it's doing that. It's a little bit odd. Yeah, these look like doctored tiles. Remove copyrighted content. But we left Doom tiles in it, so... What the hell was copyrighted content? Was there like porn in it or something? I know the alpha had like Debbie D'Amico in it. Which I think she worked for that Penthouse magazine that like Duke 3D had like an expansion based on. I think. I don't quite remember. Not that I would know anything about that sort of thing anyway, of course. Yeah, ladders. I always wondered if they were supposed to function in Blood. I wonder if we'll run into that. I get the feeling that they never did. They had a lot of things planned for Blood that never got implemented. I get the feeling ladders probably... That certainly suggests, the way that's put there, that that was something that they wanted. So what would give it away is if we had more designs of... We actually do have more designs of ladder. Look at that. So yeah, I think they wanted functional ladders, like Shadow Warrior. Because there's more than one design. You wouldn't generally make a tile without having a reason to make it. Like, you know, you wouldn't just make tiles and be like, oh, maybe someone will use it. Penthouse map it's not bad. It is actually quite fun. I remember playing it years ago. Actually thinking about it, now that I think about it, the Debbie D'Amico tile, I think, is the same one as used in Penthouse, but I think it's a higher resolution scan of it that's in the Blood Alpha. I don't think we'll run into it in these. I bet it has been doctored out. Again, I'm getting Realms of the Haunting vibes here. It's like you're looking out of a Realms of the Haunting room into a Doom-like level almost. There's got to be something nice hiding in it. There is. There is, like, just a little hint of it there. Looks like Screenshotville, like they would screenshot it from here while they were working on it. Which is fair enough, you know, it's normal to do that when you're developing a game. You know, there's nothing shady about it, you're just showing the intent. Again, with the carved details all over the place. And the overscaling. Again, I am in gravity mode, and just look how small we are compared to the world around us. As none of the physics or anything are really implemented in the game executable yet. Is this like a courtyard? It is. Yeah, I'm telling you, Blood could do the outdoor area as well. Like, they really didn't use it enough in the final. And I've only just noticed, this is... I thought it was just a shitty water texture, and I'm having a moment of realisation like I did with Zelda, where it's a shallow water texture over, like, pebbles or something. So it's supposed to look like that. And once you notice, it's actually not that bad. I don't know why my eyes didn't get that initially. Just unblock that. Well, we're in that starting room, so... Okay, would this be linked to... I would assume this is underwater then, that shallow water. Well, that's not a good choice of... Maybe they didn't have another water texture yet. So yeah, the intent for that feature was definitely there. But it figures all the build games probably wanted that just to show off that they could do it. Duke 3D didn't do as much rounded detailing. Now, it was very square, Duke's maps, sort of angular look, which it works in Duke. They didn't carve things as much, but they liked building things on diagonals in Duke. Whereas this doesn't seem to do that. Like, I haven't seen any diagonal geometry yet, whereas Duke likes having things that run off that, like, sort of 45 degrees. This looks a bit like a map we saw in the alpha. GM Rita or something, I think it was called. So it's sort of reminiscent of it. This feels like just a prime example for testing overlap. I'm not sure why I keep running into things like this that are blocked, because I just unblocked that. It doesn't make the beep or bring it up on the screen when I do it. It's actually odd how we're not getting beeps, because Build is supposed to tick the internal speaker when you do things, and we would hear it, because I have one of my little adapter boards in there, so it will be mixing it in. But yeah, they block this entire like wall, like they put the blocking flag, and I don't know why they've done that. I mean, it's obviously a masked texture, which actually that's kind of interesting in its own right, I suppose, because it suggests that that texture is from like quite early on. Like, I'm trying to remember if Build always had wall sprites. Like, we don't have floor sprites yet, but we do have wall sprites. And I'm trying to remember if that's a feature Build. I'm sure it always had wall sprites, actually. I think it had wall sprites as long as this was in development, so no, I don't know why they've done that Doom style, thinking about it. Like, the engine could just do it already, so I don't know why they've done that. Like, I sort of, for a moment, wondered, well, is it to stop you looking at that at an angle where you'd see into the overlapping sectors? But I don't think so. I can't really conceive of any angle you'd be able to get if they've drawn it well. And I think the doors, yeah, too far forwards. Is there anything back though? Looks like it. Let me move it out the way. I mean, it should be rendering through that crack anyway. I'm not too bothered making a mess here. It's not like I'm going to save this or anything. So there is shit back there. There's unfinished shit back there. I can conceive of no angle where I'd be able to see that at once. So I don't know why they've blocked that. Doesn't make sense. That's weird. I'd have just left it unblocked, to be honest. Like, even if it was a sprite, I'd be tempted to turn the blocking off. Just because it could be a fucking problem if you're trying to shoot monsters up here. Or, like, shoot monsters down there. It can make it a little bit of a chore. Like, you know, you end up firing a fucking napalm blast into it and killing yourself. Or you just end up wasting bullets because they hit the railings instead of going through. It's one of those gameplay over realism things that we've discussed before. Is this early the Haunting? You know, the Haunting's probably the best map in the final game. So I wonder if this is like an early days of that. It's very much the similar layout for the kitchen though. But I can't really see any other resemblance to it in here. It almost feels like it you can sort of abstractly see the idea. Again, these tiles need cleaning up. So I imagine modders will have lots of fun with all the tiles they've now got access to. It doesn't strike me that there's anything very interesting hiding in this place. It kind of does feel like the Haunting, doesn't it? You've got these little sort of stub hallways between the rooms. So I think, yeah. So I knew I was looking at a bedroom before I even got here. Just from the sector layout, it's not exactly hard to decide. I reckon that's what we might be looking at here. This might be a very early take of the Haunting. It might not have been the intention of it at the time, but it seems it may be where it came from. Hey, these have the same file name as some of my maps. Completely different stuff. This bit in the bottom corner is a little bit peculiar. I think this is probably pretty old. Looks very Doom-like again. Very Doom-like. I do think I'm looking forward to when we're getting the later things. As we're getting the later things, it'll probably speed up because there'll probably be a lot of repeats of data, and that we can just sail on past. Yeah, more floor holes. Oh no, is this a pick a fucking path level? Is it just to make it worse? Man, I don't think they were onto a winner with the concept they had at this time. I really don't. I think this needed a very very sharp change in direction before they were going to get anywhere decent with it. Can we stop with the nurse signal? I really wish it was quicker when I switch mode, because I know I'm switching mode a lot, and there's nothing, it's the only way I can traverse this. If it went to game executable, it wouldn't be passable at all. Because it looks like more floor holes. Actually, do you know what that looks like? Like, it looks like the fucking icon for the fucking Steam thing. A little bit. Just a coincidence, I'm sure, but... Upside down demented smile. Again, like, look at it. We've seen this a few times now. The outside carve extends farther than it needs to. That's quite distinct for whoever's building these maps. Like I say, Greg Malone, possibly. It's quite a distinct giveaway as to a particular mapper test. Puff test. Testing to see if there's any puffs. There's about to be, because I'm rolling a cigarette. Oh no, it's a fucking lag ghost. I mean, it's not like he has any AI or anything yet. So running him in the game would do us no good. But, I mean, there he is. He'll become a jark in time to come. Or he'll ruin the game performance every time he's on screen. Wow, these really are just tiny. What was this called? Q Studios. Ew. Ew, gross. Kill it. Oh, nice texturing. Not. Mask walls, I'm guessing. No? We've seen this before, somewhere. I wonder if the Phantasm was the first enemy they drew. I'm starting to get that impression, because we're seeing him in what seem to be like the really early leftovers. These might predate them even having like an actual level designer on the team. What is this? Is this going to be that little castle area? Q Sexabex. Ah yes, Sexabex. That's always good. Q Sex Motocross. And somebody's just there off the side of the track, just randomly ruined the whole, like made the riders very distracted. There's a little castle. I've seen this somewhere as well. Uh-oh, we've got depth sorting problems. Let's pretend we didn't notice. We got them this way as well. It's giving me PS1 Harry Potter vibes again. It keeps doing that. Really nothing spectacular. Again, I wouldn't expect it. We're in a 94 prototype. Oh, this is what happens if you start the game executable, it drops you in here. So was this level hiding anything from us? Well, the key doors have nothing behind them. This corridor we saw in the alpha, there is overlap here, it looks like. That's weird. How much overlap is that? Is that a Billy Boy? There's no way it's a Billy Boy window. No, that goes out into an overhead corridor, which then connects into... I mean, this might... The corridor going this way might be higher than that, but, you know, it's not like I can read heights just by looking at sectors, like in the 2D grid like this. Or like I know what order it was drawn in, but, I mean, I'm just guessing. Only 131 sectors in the level. Tiny level. We already saw that starting room at the beginning. Why is this made out of squares? It's made out of squares. I can't see why it's made out of squares. I wonder why they did that. Like some effect they had planned, maybe? Like maybe they were going to do something a bit like SE29-ish? No, they can't have done because there's no slopes in here yet. So that can't be what they were going to do. Unless they knew they were going to get slopes, but didn't know how they would be implemented. Because, I mean, they would need to have like a bevel on the corners to make something like that work. In like that sort of shape. I was right, this corridor is lower. You'd almost think I'd spent a lot of time looking at the build editor or something and had like a little bit of a knack for reading things. Was this a hidden... No, I must have walked right past it, or it's shut in the game for some reason. Or it was a different map file. Entirely possible. Really not much to see. It's a bit darker this than the other maps we've seen. Ugh. Oh, gross. So we do have a different water texture, but this is shallow as well, the pebbles. Remember the same one with just a palette applied. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting in the later prototypes. I'm sure they'll actually be able to, like, play them. But it's why I started in this one, because this will be the boring one of the lot. But it shows a glimpse of the early stuff. Oh dear, not having a good day. That's what you get for not dressing appropriately for being on a public street. These things will happen. You know, if I dressed like a fool, if I went around in just my underwear, I would expect bad things to happen to me. You know, I would expect, like, just nasty. Ooh, yeah. Any more maps? No. Okay, let's have a quick look in the tiles and move on. Let's go back to the beginning. Definitely a different palette. You know, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to see, do we have editors? We do. Oh, excellent. So we can view them in full screen then. If we see something interesting, we can view it like, well, not full screen, but larger than we could in the level editor. Yeah, so there's way more detailed tiles right from the get-go. Tiles I wished existed back when I used to make maps for this game. Fuck, why did they remove all of these, man? Like, instead of fixing the performance like they should have, no, let's just remove the detail tiles. Let's just make our levels bland. Is it a fireplace? It is. Oh, fuck, man. I really wanted tiles of fire. You saw how many fireplaces I made. Wall holes. You can see what tile set they belong to. I mean, the bricks have a different colour to what in the final they're more reddish. Speaking of which, you know, is there really that much of a red tint? Let's try something while we're on the stream, right? Because I can get a real-time response to this, where people can tell me, like, you know, you fucked it up. Like, is that too curled, do we think? I'm sure somebody will let me know. The OSD should time out on its own. Yeah, it's less reddish. In fact, we can see the palette in the lower right corner, which is why I wanted to run edit art. And it is different. It is different. The brightest in the colours seems to be excessively bright. Like, can't remember how to do that. Yeah, the very brightest colours, like, for each of them, looks excessively bright. Seems about right. Okay, good to know. We'll leave it like that for now then. It looks different to what it does on my CRT here. But I think that's just modern screens. But yeah, that is different to the final palette. And there is more green, but these might be some sort of Fulbright. I'm not sure. That should be your transparency down there, right at index 255. So yeah. This palette here is interesting. Look at that. That looks like the purple and red one in Duke. A little bit's reminiscent of this orange and yellow. The purple and red in Duke, I think, was probably meant for the IR goggles, and it actually fits on to the red, like as if it's an extension of it. And so I think rather than enemies coming up in reverse green, they would have come up with that when you had the IR goggles on. I wonder if that was for beast mode or something. Light in blood. Maybe it was going to make things glow. But that looks almost like a thermal vision as well. Let's keep going. See, the door's a bit... It's a bit of a lousy door. Looks like a door from like some New York office building or something. Yeah, I do think using that trick... Again, fucking detail mesh tiles, man. Why didn't we get to keep them? It sucks. Sucks that they removed them. I see, I've missed out. Oh, I'm going to steal these. I'm definitely stealing these tiles. I don't even mod for this game, but I'm stealing these tiles. I've got a use for them. What's anyone going to do? Oh, yeah. Oh, that might be it. No. So we do have gun sprites. Different guns. For fuck's sake, you idiots. Why did you remove these? Like, you obviously had plans to have handguns and revolvers. There's something Blood lacks in the final. It doesn't really have, like, an equivalent to Duke's pistol. It's a problem that the id games suffer from as well, like Doom and Quake. I mean, Doom has a pistol, it's just not very good. Quake doesn't really have an equivalent to it at all. And Blood, like, it's one of the things that makes the combat difficult, because you've got to get right up in the monster's face to make most of the weapons in it very effective. And you don't really want to be up in the face of the enemies in Blood, because they will just kill you as soon as look at you. Like, it's sort of its own worst enemy. And that implies that they plan to have, like, revolvers and handguns at one time. But I don't know so much about the rifle here. I don't think that'd really fit. Fucking Uzi. That belongs over in Shadow Warrior. Jeez. Almost implies they're on indestructible pillars, but maybe not. The area in the bottom there looks fucking lousy where they've patched over it. I can see why they got rid of that tile, but I mean, you can't convince me they couldn't have just fixed that. Oh, there's the spinny candlesticks. That's interesting, because I always thought these looked decidedly weird in the final game, like as if they were a render of a 3D model, more so than the static one. And it just, yeah, I didn't think those tiles would be that old. I wasn't expecting to see those ones in here. Goes in line with original parody cosplay. Yeah, I guess so. But oh, we have the dynamite as well. Dynamite, right there. I actually liked the whole thing of when you could throw a single stick, shot shells. I didn't see a shotgun though. I'm an Englishman, so I'm not really, like, that well versed in firearms. I'd like to be, but, you know, you so much as mention it here and people start looking at you a bit funny, and it's very easy to get people, like, you know, causing shit for you. And if you own a gun in this country, you're subject to the police just turning up at your house at all hours. Most of the textures were purchased from Pixar. You know, when I said they looked a little bit kiddie, that actually sort of makes sense. There's almost this kids' play area feel about some of them. I don't think the palette's necessarily helping that. It's quite a nice palette that the game had at this time. You know, all the alternative liquids and stuff. They obviously already had the trap-like gun panels planted. I like the animation on them a lot more than the garage door style ones that we got. Does it? It does. Nasty, evil thing. I think that's all the tiles. Let's move on to the next prototype and see what we're getting into. Hopefully it gives us more to do, because I don't want to just be sat and build all night. 1995, January 15th, CD 1995. So this is still before Dark Forces came out. Do we have any text files? We don't have any text files. We don't have any editor in here either, or any build. So in this one we are stuck with just the game executable. Graphics, let's leave it in low res screen buffer so that it doesn't crash. And see what we can do. How many maps do we have to go through here? If it's crashy, we'll just... oh, fuck. Whoops. Fuck, my brain's... oh, dear. I hope a lot of this is... map file not found. The one that it tells me... I'm glad I've got DOS key installed. I don't know, I guess start at the beginning, but I recognise the file name. GM Aquila. I'm sure that was in the alpha. If we don't see anything very interesting, we'll be skipping on to the next one. Oh, Michael's in the lower left corner there in this one. We saw screenshots of that some places, but fucking facial expressions. I can select weapons, but they don't do anything, I don't think. I can't find any keys that make them do stuff. So if oh, beast mode. Now you see how it turns the game palette red? Like, it is loading a different palette, and that functionality is actually still there in the final version of the game, and it's never used. It has other ones for, like, being in sewers and shit as well, and it doesn't use them. Yeah, all these zombies. It's the time of the season. Probably their most well-known song. Yeah, none of these keys seem to make my weapons do out. He still stays up in the R if you hold A. So they haven't done a lot to the movement curve. They've got surprisingly little done. Oh, we can play with Daskai. That's still there. When I press right bracket, it rattles my hard drive, which, with this game's history, is not a good omen. That's probably my hard drive broken. Jeez, I'm glad that... Again, it looks like Doom, like the way they've done the weapon tiles. So they obviously haven't learned anything else yet. Pure 90s corniness it fucking is as well. Like, his fucking expressions, man, they look ridiculous. I'm guessing it's probably just cycling through all of them, rather than responding to anything at this point. But I quite like his design. I'd actually say I like his design better than Caleb. I'm sure that's going to piss a lot of people off, but I like that guy's design. I think he'd have been a more memorable character. Well, we ain't going down there. I've got nowhere to do it. And I've got no build editor at my disposal for this one. I mean, I could faff around and try copying it, but I don't care that much. Because I don't think we're going to find anything hugely interesting in here. Movement in this one's a bit weird, because it's like a halfway between it's starting to turn into game movement, but at the same time it's not really game movement, it's just like still handling like the editor. Devilish Sports parody idea though. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. If that's not what they were going for, they were certainly missing the mark. The final game I don't think really knows what it wants to be, and unfortunately a lot of the time, who would have thought I could do that? Oh, we've got teleporters, apparently. Unfortunately, I've got myself stuck by using that. Fuck. Yeah, the final game a lot of the time almost feels like a school shooter who thinks he's hardcore but isn't, and is failing miserably to impress anybody. Oh, we've got the water teleportation in. Not that that helps me, as there's no swimming physics, so I'm now probably stuck down here. Oh well. Yeah, this is not going to be easy to explore. I don't think there'll be any cheat codes for this yet. I don't think they'll have implemented them. Oh, there we go. Well, that effect works. That's very nice. So that no, it won't be floor sprites doing it, will it? I mean, they have like the switches do nothing. Okay. 71 frames. I am waiting for when the performance hit comes in, because the final game performs like shit, and I'm curious if we can see where that started happening. Oh, we have seen this. Because I remember seeing this area back when we streamed the alpha. And this map goes back quite a way. We do have floor sprites now. And they do have collision. So that's good. That's nice. We have floor sprites. So it is a thing we could run into, at least. Well, I guess we saw them in that room where I said we're not going to be able to get down there. We have seen this map. Key above. That's a bit Shadow Warrior feeling, the way it does that. But I don't know that this changed significantly between here and the version in the April 96, February 96 alpha. Well, it looks much the same. It's like we're seeing the same map, but with a different palette on it. Too badly you only see that version of the Xenviz as a cosmetic dangling one. Yeah, I guess you can still see this design. I don't know though, I think they're a little bit kind of lousy in some ways. They fit the aesthetic this has, but it still feels like a bit of an identity crisis going on. Like as if it's not sure which direction it wants to go in. Yeah, this area looks quite familiar, but I don't think we saw it, and I might be conflating it with another map. I remember somewhere there was a bunch of hallways like that when we were doing the alpha. Stupid fucking lag phantasm. It's a shame I don't have a real-time frame rate. Oh, look at this, we've got translucency masks now as well. We've used them in like one place, this shiny new feature the engine's got. They've been adventurous. You know, they seem to make pretty slow progress, this dev team, I've got to say. They don't seem to work very quickly. I think that red font survived until the final, didn't it? I think it changed slightly, but I think that red font that the numbers are in, I think that managed to survive all the way through. Hey, wait, that's not... I thought that was down there. I probably can get into there. It's very of its time, like had the game released at this point, it would have had the same look and feel as like, you know, it's a bit Witch Haven-y. Oh, we do have like touch plates. Well, it's not touch plates in Blood, and we've got Hellhounds, and they're a lot bigger. Fuck, they were mean looking back then. It's starting to take shape. It's looking more like Blood than the kiddies' Halloween play area that we were in before. I'll move on to a different map in a moment. Let's see if I can get into that area. I'm obviously not supposed to, but I reckon I can probably, if I jump well enough, I might be able to get in there. I don't know. I don't have a ledge to bounce myself against here, so that might limit me. Let's have a look. What are we doing? That may be doable. Oh no, because it's probably going to just snap us to the floor. Not quite. Got it. Right, cool. There's probably nothing in here. Probably find out there's a door right there that I'm... Oh, for fuck's... Dearie me. Well, I think we've seen all there is to see in that map. What else are we doing? GM or delete. Why are they all these weird names? We found that in the alpha as well. It's actually not a name I remember. Could pass an episode 3 map sort of, but I mean, other than the little carvy pieces, it's still looking quite Doom-like. It's still not really going off into like the build like design language so much. Oh, cool. I got the rifle. Well, I'm guessing that's this. It's hard to see it as that when it's just this thing sticking out of my crotch in the middle of the screen. I mean, I got a pretty nice rifle myself, if you know what I mean. But I mean, I'm not convinced by that. Jeez, this map's ugly. This is just decorative. They don't do anything. Yeah, this map's real ugly. I mean, it can't be a very old map, but like at the time that this version's, you know, from, they can't have done a lot of work on it, but we're just back to feeling like Doom. This is a bit of an issue. They don't seem to be shaking that. This, I'm looking, like I said, forward very much. I bet the next one is post Dark Forces, and I would lay money on that. We're going to see a very rapid directional change as soon as we go in there. The Doritos, yeah, fucking hell, man. I didn't notice. He's got an Earl in him, like right there, like in his titty. That's what happens when you eat too many Doritos, man. Oh, I can't interact, which sucks, because I want to hear that death sound. It's like the best sound effect in the whole game. This map doesn't seem to have anything else to offer us. I mean, I am going to sort of hurry through these probably, just because it would take forever to go through them. And I'm not exactly obsessive about this game. I just want to kind of see it taking shape. Is that a teleport? No. We have... Every gun just seems to give me this. Like, no matter what. There doesn't seem to be anything else in there. Ah, yes, the fire pipes. Yes, it's that, you see, they infest everywhere in the 90s. I still don't know what they were about. I remember the ones that came out my bedroom wall. You know, you smell like acrid plastic burning. You know, it's not an awful smell, really. Like, at least the plastics that were around back then. Wow, it teleports us to just... Hey, is that a three-way teleporter? What the hell? No, it's not, because it brought us out someplace else. Okay. Nice use of floor sprites, I guess you spring in a track like that. It got a bit annoying if I had to go through here a lot. I mean, it's not really unfair though, because you can see the outline of it. And again, they are taking advantage of the fact you can do nice looking outdoor areas in this game. Water's not submersible. So that's the bit we were in before. There's really not much out here. Where's this area then? An empty grey area. How lovely. There's no run mode in this. In fact, he seems to be losing speed periodically. No, I think it does try to speed me up when I press shift, but it's just not working consistently, and he's not very quick. He's a lot slower than Duke. You know, if it had stuck like this, it really wouldn't have been very fast moving. Do I need this key? Oh, great, yeah, phantasms. Weird just having hedges there. And this is meant to be like oxidised copper. These teleporters seem to be random. Not really sure what to make of those. They don't seem consistent in where they're bringing me out. So we need the boring grey area. There we go. Well, that key, did we pick it up? Does it open this door? Or is there just nothing back there? We'll go with there's nothing back there. We'll move on. That was Borger, wasn't it? I think. If we miss one, who cares? Carn G. Oh, we're going to carnival. Carn is in the night, nicking all the copper. This isn't a carnival. Lame. I wanted to go to the carnival. Seems levels started with a teleport tile, with a bug on it. That's, you know, that's really fitting for Blood, actually. The fact it's a bug. Like, yeah, okay. I guess they knew what they were doing. On a random note, apparently there's no shop that does cartridge refill and reset for chipped Epson's inks. Shops that used to do it told me they just discarded the equipment. Good. Fuck inkjets. Like, seriously, I would rather just not print at all than use that sort of printer. Can't stand them. Oh shit, is that a grenade launcher? I mean, it's not going to be implemented, but I want the grenade launcher, damn it. There we go. You think your walls will stop me game, they won't. I have been messing about with build stuff for a long time, and I've got quite a good feel for how to make it do what I want, even if it is finicky to get it where I want. Oh, we've got the Barning Man bug already. I mean, that's pretty much finished. Look at that, he's just stuck barning forever. That's how it works in the final, a lot of the time. Oh, cool, I get to choose which, like, where to hurt myself. Well, that or I could just bug in there. Possibly. Oh, now he's putting up a fight, this level. This level's fighting me. I like a fighter. It makes it more fun. A bit more of a thrill to it, you know. Well, it really is fighting me as well, this one. All that just to get into the snakes. I don't know. Oh, I've got a big snake. So you want to see it? If you know what I mean. Or whatever, I don't think there's really anything to see in that map. Carn G. No fucking carnival. GN Castra. What is with these names? They're like Hispanic or something. Or like Italian. Oh, we got a skull like entrance to this one. We don't have to bug this time. Imagine if I found out I could just press B to unblock like mask walls and stuff, like we're still in the editor. Hey, I'll tell you what, I had a dream about playing a map in this game that looked just like this once. Difference was I'd built it and I was sat there thinking, oh boy, that's lousy. I don't think I'll release that. Still looks overly red when I glance over there. I'll play with it a bit, but it might just be the tiles that are on screen. I do think I've got a bad wire somewhere in the setup. I do think it occasionally doesn't like what I'm asking it to do. Or something. Maybe there's a power issue somewhere with the splitter. Going by the weapons in these builds, you have to wonder if the guys working on this saw Shadow Warrior. Possibly, but it would have been in its infancy at the time. I would imagine they were passing builds of each other's games back and forth. I would think. I'm not even sure the keys work. I think the door's just open. Oh, I thought there was a new Mister then, but it's just the zombies again. Yeah, there's not a ton to see in here, is there, really? It still looks like Doom, with just the bars and sort of square hallways all over the place. It's not giving us mazes as much now, at least. Wasn't this room in the previous map? There you go. Just break the level to get to where you want to be. That's how you do it. Oh, is this like for the harpoon gun? Because I know the game had a harpoon gun at one time. We saw it in the alpha. But I mean, there's no tiles for it, apparently. This map's boring me. Let's move on. So we'll just try and get through them fast. So that was castor oil. GM Decta. Oh, Dacia. Oh, shit. Do they make cars? Isn't it said like Dasher or Dacia? I'd have loved just a basic pistol in the game, even if the flare gun is... Yeah, the flare gun's too slow. Like, it really needs a weapon like that. And I don't understand why 90s FPS games, like, had such a hard time figuring it out. Like, even Dark Forces is technically guilty of it. It's just that its automatic weapon sort of does just as good a job as the pistol. Oh look, we're in a Doom map again. This really feels like a Doom map. I see what you're doing with the doors there, game. It's not going to work on me, I'm afraid. You're too slow. Like, I found out how to break through such barriers. Oops, don't want to break in there yet. I get we're having fun with overlapping sectors. Not very well overlapped, because I'm guessing this is supposed to be like, you know, they're not going for the non-Euclidean space. But, oh, is it actually... Oh, it looked like a room. Okay, no, they're not overlapping then. I thought it was a room that this was going into that was meant to be underneath this area, but it's not. It is its own thing. I got a ledge there. I have got a ledge there. Possibly for this very reason. So that I can traverse it. This brick texture I'm actually going to say looked better with these colours than the more reddish hue that it had in the final. Like this stuff. I think that's better like that. I think it looks better like that than the final. I think they should have kept it that way. I mean, I don't know, I guess it fits the aesthetic of the final game, but it's not to say that that's necessarily better. Oh no. So this was an old idea, the little miniatures, because in 1.21 they had the mini Calebs, didn't they, which I thought were just a cheap, lazy fucking thing that they just shoved in to try and justify... What the fuck, man? To try and justify charging money for the same game again. But it seems like that idea might go back quite a long way. They almost look like their own set of tiles. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell at like just 320 by 200. Wouldn't be so trivial to... Nah, it's not its own tiles. Wouldn't be so trivial to fiddle with the game's settings to make it do something that the setup executable doesn't offer either. Just because it's not using the Apogee setup program yet, it seems to still be using Ken's. And I can't remember how to decipher his CFG files. Like it would be sort of hex editor job to do them. Whereas the Apogee setup ones are human readable. Yes, that was Dacia. What else have we got? Where are we going now? Fargus, I remember that one. GM Farger. Right. Oh, we've got a Q Studios logo. You know they mean business with this one. Just a random sign just suspended in the middle of the landscape. That's sure. Well, I guess you've got to self-advertise. See, that sort of is your suggestion that they were passing the build on to somebody back then. You know, whether it's people they want to employ or people I'm hoping will, you know, hire them for something. Anybody's guess. How many weapon tiles did they put in? I mean, you think they're just placeholders? Maybe they hadn't decided what weapons they wanted yet. I knew something was coming just because of how dark it was. You need to fix the orientation bit on these opening walls, I can tell you that. What I've not seen so far in this build is any hint of anything that became, you know, areas that we see in the final game. So this looks sickly as well. It doesn't have the pinkish hue that it has in the final, but it's definitely the same tile. See, now it would be great if you looked up there and there was just a massive spider sat on that. There are a few spiders that build orb webs like sideways like that. I don't think there's too many of them, but there's quite a few of them. Ah yes, more sores. You're going to have sores. I'll walk through the sores. They can't damage me. This monitor's still complaining. You know what, I'm going to do this and shut it up, which means I won't be able to see anything for a moment. Well, I can see the game, but I won't be able to see anything else. Holy crap, man. It's like Doom, but if it had, like, floor sprites. Yeah, I mean, they haven't had that long to work on this. It looks like most of the effort has just been on throwing out map after map after map, like, with no real sense of direction to them. Which is fine, I guess they were just testing the idea, but I don't know if that's necessarily great. You'd think you'd go into a project having a clear goal in mind, and it's not the impression this is giving me. Kadath. We saw that in the previous one. And it's just as lousy looking as it always was. Fuck's sake, you know, I can't believe this map persisted in the game for like 2 years now enough. It's like a lousy Doom knockoff map, and they just kept it around all that time. Like, why? Who on the dev team thought this was a good level? I hope they got fired. This level's lousy. This level was always lousy, and I'm glad it didn't make it to the final game. Is an elevator? No. Oh shit, so once you're down here... Like, this feels like it would be a staging area for, like, stars coming up around the perimeter. Like that the stars would start here, and they'd slowly bring you back up to the top. I mean, why not? But, yeah, shit, they don't. So we're stuck down here, and I'm quite happy to just leave that map, because that map is, like... I never thought it was any good to start with. GM Shekels? No, GM Keddles. Would you like a Keddle? That's just like a... Yeah. Oh no, is this that oversized castle with delusions of grandeur again? It is. Fuck. This doesn't look to have changed out here. I wish he moved faster, for fuck's sake, he's slow. And I can't even strafe him along faster. It doesn't seem to work in this, like the diagonal running is usually faster in these old things, but not in here it's not. There, I'll enter the back way. It's not usually my sort of thing, I'm not really into that, but, you know, there's no harm being a little bit adventurous. Oh, I didn't realise it was at 0 hour again, with the door tiles been flipped the wrong way. Your pointy slide doors don't work. Maybe they didn't have them yet. I haven't seen anything slide yet. So it's probably going to startle me when it does. Oh, these are backwards as well. Huh. Strangely familiar looking room. Oh, right, because we were just here not long ago and I was going, oh, I could see this in the Harry Potter game on PS1. Yeah, it doesn't look to have changed. We're out of bounds. Well, that's nice. In that case, we'll just continue. That was the char, by the way. Poor Greg Malone is just sat there having to build all these... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, fuck that. We've already seen that map. Yeah, they were a broken fucking thing in the final as well. You know, they just seem to be slow, this dev team. They don't really seem to be quick about getting anything in. Oh, we saw this map in the previous build. I don't imagine it'll change much. Doesn't look like it has. It's still just a Doom knockoff map. I keep seeing it and thinking it's a map we saw in the alpha, but it's not the one I'm thinking of. GM Narn 2. What was this, an early version of GM Narnia? That was a map that I thought looked good. Oh, start me in the floor. That's good. That's nice. It looks different to the GM Narnia that I was thinking of, so maybe not. It might just be a different starting area. The thing that's funny about, like, a map being called that is when I read the Narnia books, like, not the first time I read them, because the first time I read those, no, we saw this area in that map, I'm sure. It would have been like the second time I read them, because I read them when I was real little, and before that I had the, you know, them read to me by, like, my mum and my granddad and everything. But when I started, like, reading them myself properly, when I was, like, a bit older, like, you know, maybe, like, oh, I don't know. Fuck knows. Why's my brain hanging up on that? Like, my brain's refusing to proceed. Brain, I don't have the answer. It doesn't matter. It's not important. Anyways, oh, we have swing doors now. We have swing doors at 90 degrees. They won't close again. There we go. Yeah, when I read them, I pictured certainly the silver char. For some reason, I saw the world built with Blood's tile set, and I don't really know why. I assume I'd just played the game recently, and so it always did give me that kind of vibe, Blood, at least in the snowy areas, which I don't know why, like, the snowy stuff specifically, because the silver char isn't covered in snow, and I didn't really see the snow. Here we go with these one thick mashed walls again. I'm really not sure why they built them that way. But this room I still like. I remember this room when we saw it in the alpha, and I do still like this room. I think this is actually quite a nice looking room. Your doors really don't work so good. We're now trapped in here. That's great. Well, I don't know, I can bug my way through the window probably, but yeah. Yeah, they really like the swing doors now they've got them. And the king of the swingers of the jungle. I get shut down for copyright. You know, I envision someday they will... Oh, we're out of bounds again. I envision someday they will shut us down for something, but I don't think they... I've never thought it'll be copyright that gets me done in. It might be, but I always had the gut feeling... Oh, we already saw this one. And I guess it still sucks as bad as it did in the previous build. Wow, they really needed better maps. I thought the floor was animated then, but it has this weird twitch of the camera, which is odd, because I remember Quake doing that. This area I remember seeing in the alpha, but... Yeah, I was going to say, it should reveal itself to us. I really don't get these blue textures. These stuck around for a long time, and I don't know what they were going for. Like, this obviously is the water texture they had on hand, but I don't understand what they're putting on the wall. I always found that weird that they had just this blue. You know, I thought it was like, oh, that's marked to be replaced, but no. Was blue the Power Cup colour back then? Or was it always brown? That was the Power Cup colour in this, like... In Duke, your blue is the colour that they went with when they did the Power Cups. That's the one that tends to get swapped more than any of the others. But yeah, in Blood, I'm quite sure it was brown. We haven't seen any cultists yet. The brown paper bag guys. GM Parlour. Okay. GM Pizzeria. GM Piazza. Just doesn't have the pizzazz. YouTube's content ID system is so effective that it can falsely match the sound of an ice cream truck jingle in the distance to a music video, which is great because we have a crack van that goes past here regularly. And I've been waiting for years for it to end up in a recording, but for some reason it just never seems to line up. It plays Popeye. Oh, we saw this shit as well in the previous build. They really didn't get a lot done, did they, in this interval? I mean, I don't think the dev team for this was huge, but they really didn't get a lot done. We're in that Doom 64 looking area. I'm just going to call it and say nothing's changed in that map. GM Nothing, probably. Pinocchio. I mean, they look like they're written in one of them sorts of languages. I'd go more with it probably in Spanish rather than Italian, but because Pinocchio, I'm quite sure, is Italian. Has that vibe of being Italian. So they're playing with parallax textures. Oh, nice. It crashed. Well, it didn't crash, but I got stuck. I couldn't move. This again, it looks like a Doom map. It really does. Oh, I wish Dark Forces would hurry up and release so it can show these people how to make a fast-passing shoot. Oh, it does the bouncy thing like the final does. So that bug existed this long ago and they never fixed it. Well, that's not enterable. Did you change the collision or something? I will be aggressive with the game. But yeah, it just looks like a parallax sky test. I don't know why they needed to test it so extensively. It's really not a complicated thing, and if I go in there, he'll stop being able to move. Got whisked away into out of bounds land. Well, I should have been within bounds. Like, it was a valid sector. Like, it was just a parallax sky. It's just drawing dash skies. Oh, I can move in this one. Maybe there's a teleporter assigned to it that isn't set up properly. Collect the skull as a souvenir. And stick your fingers in its eye socket. Do it. Well, whatever. Parallax test map. What else have we got? GM Penis Cunt. GM Penis Cunt. That's a great map name. I'm stealing it. In fact, I might call the secret level in New Inversion 2 that. I might just call it Penis Cunt, and it has nothing to do with, like, the level at all. I'll just call it that just because I can. It's this blue texture that... I don't get it. It just feels weird, like this blue texture. It was still there in the alpha, a little bit. It's just odd. Was it meant to be the lookup colour? Like, was it the lookup colour back then? I'm sure we'll get another copy of the build editor to find out, but well, it's either that or just reverse engineer the palette, like lookups and shit myself, which, like I said, they're not hard to read. Oh, do you know what? If there is any continuation of this and it's just find the lucky panel, like even in a prototype of the game, I ain't doing it. Like, GM Quassel. It's like they were just trying to be fucking awkward or something. The dodgy fucking Romance language. I don't do Romance languages, I speak Germanic. Like, I mean, I speak English. English is a Germanic language. Hey, this looks like that area in Strife. You know when you first go... The area you leave at the beginning, and there's that force field gate that goes to, like, the new front base ends up. As you're facing that gate, there's, like, the green area through the bars to the left, and the sewer water on your right, like where the old man is. If you go in that green area, it looks like that area there, just a little bit. I'm guessing this is Q Studios, like, headquarters. I think we had a version of this with, like, busted textures in the alpha, so we get to actually see it now. Like, what it actually... So I was right when I said they were fucking office doors, but not New York, like, more sort of Oregon or something. Seattle, maybe, I don't know. I don't know, it would be in Washington, wouldn't it? Seattle. I think. There's probably more than one. Like, the USA is such a big place, like... You know, to an Englishman, it's like... You get used to it, but it's a bit weird, like, you know, when you stop and actually think about it and parse what they've said when you talk to Americans, you know, and they'll give you a place name like that. They're like, oh yeah, it was from Seattle, Washington. And it's like, actually, you know, that's kind of odd how you would state that, because it's like, you know, I don't go, well, I'm from Hull, East Yorkshire. Like, nobody does that here. There's Hull, and people either know where it is or they don't. Whereas in America, they tend to say what state it's in. It's like, well, that actually kind of makes sense, because a place is so big, and quite often there is, like, more than one place with the same name. Or there's, like, towns with the same name as states and things like that as well, so yeah, I could see how it could get confusing if you didn't just specify, you know, where it was. Like, you didn't narrow it down a little bit. So yeah, there's a curious little cultural thing. Does this... Ooh, my monitor didn't like that. It made funny noises. No, these stairways don't kick out like the other ones did. So now they are actually, like, a bit more uniform. So maybe those other maps weren't Greg Malone. Because it doesn't seem to be a thing that he does, particularly. Now, this might actually be the area that I keep thinking I run into, but not run into. Yeah, actually, I don't think it is. The layout doesn't match. Well, excuse me, kid. I will just use aggression to get where I want to be. Oh, and if any of these are bound to switches, we've got no chance. It still does the bouncy bounce. I mean, come on, you had years to fix it doing that, and you never fixed it. I mean, it'd been in a prototype like this, fine, but the final game still does that on descending sectors. And so you can't tell me it was like a thing that they just didn't notice or didn't have time to fix. It should have been fixable. This prototype's a boring one. I mean, we're in this far. GM Rig 2. Okay, fine. But this prototype's not a very interesting one at all. Hey, your doors are backwards. I want to go that way. Again, there's a Doom feel about it here. Is this actually an active teleporter or something? Oh, I got dynamite. Did you want me to blow it up? I'm not going to, because I ain't got any dynamite. Like, it's not implemented. Doesn't work. Ah, shit. Ah, shit. There we go. You think the game's going to tell me what to do? Fuck. There we go. There we go. And you see this, it'd be like Rise of the Triad in this area. Yeah. You can tell I'm getting less and less patient with it as time goes on. Fuck, it does want to be Duke at 0 hour. This is like that fucking Pyramid Maps ending. Fuck, that map ruined the whole fucking thing, you know. That map ruined the whole fucking thing for me. That fucking thing really needed to be like so many maps shorter than it was. He moves faster in beast mode. We're going to leave him in there. Nice attempts at dynamic geometry. It's very sort of mishmash, this. There's no real consistency about what sort of place we're in. It still looks like Doom out there. Still looks like Doom. But a little bit Asiatic as well. There's something almost Asiatic about that area. We can go out there. Yes, I have seen this before. I actually really like this. Like, I don't think it necessarily fits Blood, but I really like sort of like this shot here. You know, I've always kind of wanted to make stuff that looks like this in build, and it's not that I can't do it. It's just that I've never had a justifiable reason to do it. That the projects I end up working on don't take place in this sort of location, and so if I just randomly like shoved it in, it would just seem really out of place. You know, it's like, oh yeah, I'm doing this thing like it's based on the moon, and you just randomly have an area like that. I actually do have a justifiable reason that I might be able to do a little bit of it in just one level. And I'm hoping that I do. I'm hoping I don't have to cut it. Because I've never had a valid excuse to play with it all. Fuck. I'm honestly amazed we didn't get stuck in null space. Maybe there's a sector in there, and it's just like not descended the floor yet. Yeah, we did see this map though in the alpha for sure. And I remember quite big. I don't know if it's that big yet. Seems that where this is the zombie area, yeah. Where this is where it tried to trap us. It seems to be by design. Yeah, I don't know if we can see any more. I remember some area off to the side with like caves or something, but I might be conflating it with another map. These fucking detail masks, man. I'm really upset that they removed these, like, because the amount of these tiles. There were so many times when I was mapping, and a couple of them I've seen are tiles that I literally wished existed when I was building levels for Blood. Where it's like, fuck, if only they had a tile like this, I'd be able to do whatever with it. You know, it makes me almost wish I hadn't quit making maps for the game. But there's no way you would get me making a map for this game now. GM Rarita. Oh, well, let's see if I was right in my memories of thinking I'd seen what I'd seen. Yeah, I just think I remember it having this sky area at the start. Like, this was trying to be a grand thing, the whole ghost zombies and shit. I still find that lousy when people do that in Duke, where they just start applying transparency and random palettes to, like, the existing monsters. Like, a little bit of it's fine, like, if you do it a little bit and there's some contextual reason. But when they're just all over the place with no rhyme or reason, it looks pretty terrible. It almost looks like a Hexen map in places. It's, needs more work, this one. That's weird seeing that tile on the inside. I hope they plan to change that, because that just looks silly. Oh, nice. Got his gun cabinet. You see, if I had a gun cabinet, it'd have to be like a metal thing with a lock on. You couldn't have them on display. You know, This country's lame in that they tell you what you can and can't do. It's like, I think it's only like the government's business if I own like a firearm. But they're dangerous. Like, well, some people's use of them might be, but I mean, my angle grinder's dangerous, and I am allowed to own one of those, thankfully. You know, I am allowed to own like hammers and drills and like all sorts of things. Oh, your doors are showering a tag. Dear me, they're really not having a good day. I just knew it. I just knew it. This map actually, I think it had broken textures in the alpha, but I might be misremembering. So it's actually kind of interesting seeing it like as it was, because before you could only guess. I explain why I remember the geometry but not the textures. Maybe it didn't have textures, as in the textures were broken in the build that we had before. Weird Shadow Warrior vibes in this spot. Thing is, the age of this build, of this game, Shadow Warrior's odd in that it came out after Duke, but in many ways it feels like the older game. And quite a lot of the things that are implemented in it are implemented in ways that, I mean, it looks like Doom here again. They're implemented in ways that make it feel like the older game. Some of it really is baffling. I still need to find time to do it, where I put the reflective floor shit in Shadow Warrior just to prove the way they did it is like alarmingly slow, and I can't understand why they did it that way. I just can't figure out why they decided to do it the way they did. There's like no conceivable reason for it, except maybe it's really old code and they just never changed it. I mean, it performed well enough that the game was playable, but I would still personally have wanted to change it. Well, you see, we're starting to see the graduated shading that Blood did very well. You see, Blood probably has the most realistic shading out of the build games, except maybe Redneck Rampage, that does a lot of baked lighting. But out of actual sector shading, Blood's probably the most realistic of the build games with its shading, because it does it in gradients like this, which is what you get in real life. You don't get the hard shading that people like to say is realistic, like that. Which, I mean, it looks fine. I don't have a problem with hard shading like that in build, and it can look very, very good. My problem comes when people say it's realistic, when it's like fucking flames casting that light, and you won't get a hard line like that from a flame. It's just not going to happen. It'll be a matter of time where you'll need some overpriced license just to use tools. Well, I have to hand over ID to buy some of them, and I have to actually hand over my address to buy some of them. Like my axes, they won't just sell me the axe. Like, I can't just go and buy an axe, because they're like, oh no, we have to record the serial number of the tool, and we need to write down your address. And it's like, what the fuck am I going to do that's nefarious with? It's a massive fucking axe. Like, the thing's huge, you need both hands to wield it. It's like, what am I going to do with that? Because the way you're talking to me, it's like you're implying I could do something nefarious with it. And it's like, I can tell you if I was going to do something nefarious, this would not be my tool of choice. It's too slow, it's too heavy, it's too cumbersome. Like, the most I could do with it is a bit of property destruction, and even then I'm not going to get very far, because the thing's really fucking slow, and everything's made of plastic now, which it would probably get stuck in. But even if I wasn't, like, smashing property with it, it's like, I'll maybe get to swing it like 2 or 3 times in the time it takes for a policeman to show up. Not that he'd really be able to do much, I guess. He'd yell at me a bit and stand there looking nervous and call probably some policewoman to come and shout at me and go on a power trip, because that's what women like to do if you give them authority. And then eventually they'll send a van and take me away. But I mean, in that time I'm going to be getting distracted by like the police lady like yelling and, you know, just being a bitch, and it's going to fucking get on my nerves. And so that probably would stop me being able to swing the thing, because it would just mentally exhaust me like very quickly. So I wouldn't really choose an axe to be a problem. let's put it this way, I live in a country where buying the axe requires me to hand over my address and ID and record the serial number of the axe. But if I go to my grocery store, they don't just sell like food, obviously. Grocery stores sell like cleaning supplies, household storage, you know, like plastic boxes, shit like that, pots and pans, tobacco, you know, all kinds of things. So what I can do is I can go to my grocery store. If I want to buy like tobacco or so, obviously I need ID for that. But what I can do is I can go and like, you know what, I need to clean some stuff. I'm going to buy some chlorinated bleach. And then I can go, you know what, I'm having chips later, I need seasoning for them, where's the vinegar? And I can go through the checkout. In fact, I'm quite sure I can go through the self-serve. I just don't, because I hate those things, they always break on me. And no one will bat an eyelid at me doing that. No one cares. Those are two things you should never put together, in case you don't know. I can't remember what comes off of that, actually. I've forgotten. Mustard gas, probably. Yeah, I remember this room. It's not good for you, anyway. You don't want to do it. It's But my point is, like, that is a thing that you could use to cause a major problem. And I'm only talking about it because it is very well known. It's just, yeah, evidently it's not enough of a problem that they feel the need to, like, you know, put restrictions on buying those things. And it's like, well, I can't actually think of the last time I heard anyone really doing anything with a massive axe either, so, you know, why does that have, like, restrictions on it? It's kind of odd. I don't think there's really anything more to see in this map. Yeah. I mean, this entrance area here looks like shit, but some of the other stuff in this map, it's a very mixed bag. Some areas of it are very nice, and some areas of it are dreadful looking. Which figures, it was new. GM Sarn. Oh, GM Sarnies. Oh, I could do with eating a Sarnie about now. We start in the floor again. Yes. No, I really like the design of this. They should have used this bit somewhere. But I don't think it's changed to any significant degree, it doesn't look like. You know, I've been waiting a long time, and nobody's done it for, like, every now and then I alternate which hand I use for the cigarette and lighting it. And I'm waiting for somebody someday to think that the game footage is pre-recorded. Like, just because they lack the skill to... this looks like Doom here, though. When you look this way, like, if you look in this direction, it's like, oh shit, it's Doom. Because it's just this undetailed, bland mess. And then you look that way, and it's like, oh no, it is build, actually. But yeah, I don't think they've added anything, and we know there's only fucking mazes off the side, so I don't think there's really much need to perk around in here very much. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's really been updated since the previous build. They really haven't got a lot done. They're rather disappointing, these developers. The message has come up on an earlier discussion because the live stream lags behind after a while. Oh yes, of course it does. Like, a lot of messages go missing, and some of them are just weird. Like, you can't use the word fari anymore. If I write fari in people's, like, chats for streams, it just gets erased. And I guarantee you, I am on live, I'm not on top. Like, well, I am a top, but for the chat, we go with live, not top. Like, and it still does it. And if you can do stuff with lithium-ion batteries. I'm sure you could. Really anything. Like, if you want to be a dickhead, like, I'm sure you could turn almost anything into some sort of weapon. You know, it's, the limits are endless, and I mean, again, it's not something I would do, you know, but you could turn almost anything into a weapon if you were really, really sat on it. You know, if you really, really wanted to do something, it would be... There's so many things you could use. I mean, I could take my shoe off and, like, you know, bludgeon somebody with it. You know, I could pull the lace out and choke somebody. These are, again, the things that have happened, but they're not happening all over the place all the time, and so they don't take your name and address when you buy a pair of shoes. The shop might want it so they can send you marketing stuff, but they're not doing it because they're like, whoa, he might use them shoes to, like, start doing atrocious things. Like, probably doesn't even enter their mind. So I don't know why certain items, like, have that on. It just seems weird. Like, oh, no, it's just... It's weird. Fucking dualities. You know, most of these early maps really aren't memorable. I think if they kept developing these, like, the way they were, I don't think anybody'd really be talking about them years later. Oh, this'll do the frame rate down. Animated, translucent masks. Yeah, I'm not doing your maze game. How does that sound? I don't do mazes. Sorry, game. Ain't my sort of flavour. Oh, great, another Doom-looking area. It's just flat and undetailed, and the only thing that isn't... Well, even then it's a little bit doomy, the stars, but I think it's just the dimensions of them that are the only thing that reminds you you're not in Doom. Teleports to itself, it looks like, or an identical area. Oh, I guess we're out of bounds. I like how you can still see his hair a little bit when you do that. GM Sept. Almost done with this, whoops. Almost done with this build. GM Savage. I thought it was going to say Savage, like that character in Atlantis, Lost Tales. That would be a great start to the level. You just open the door and the game immediately lags out because there's a fucking phantasm. They don't do that yet because they're not coded yet, so they're not too bad when we're in here. Oh, I thought that was a much taller area than it is. Where's this going to take us? Let's see if it gets us deeper into the map. I'm sure this room exists in one of the maps we already explored. Oh no, there's a hole in the bridge. This very id flavoured, this bit. Almost feels a little bit Quake-like there, which I mean wasn't out yet. But I mean, sort of a lot of the late maps in Quake just feel like replays of Doom maps, like in a different engine. Empty rooms. Fuck me, man. These maps were like lousy. Oh, wasn't there a screenshot of this area in some promotional thing years and years ago? This might have got repurposed into the kill room in the secret level for episode 1. Looks like it could be like an early take on that room. Oh, great. Punishment pockets. I mean, it's fine because the key would have set it off, so it has the fire pipes make a return. Yeah, see, even blood wasn't safe from the infestation. They got everywhere in the 90s. I'm going to have to make some fire pipes in New Invasion 2. I fancied the idea of children's toys being used for... People have done it. People have. Like, there's nothing to stop you, like, picking up some kid's toy and just beating someone over the head with it, is there? I mean, given all of the, like, toxins in the plastics and the paint, you don't really have to do anything. I mean, I'm quite sure they're just slowly giving everybody some sort of chronic disease or other anyway. That's pretty nice. This stepped archway, because we still won't have slopes yet. We won't have those for at least a few months. So they're like trying to make something cool there. So this doesn't look too bad. I bet they're single mask thick again. Goes one of the words to describe getting pummeled on here. No, probably not. They really have cracked down on it this last month or two. It's fucking annoying. Like, eventually I'm just going to leave the other monitor on with, like, Discord running. And so people running afoul of that can just write things in Discord and it just won't appear as, like, on the stream. And I mean, I'll just have to be more meticulous about, like, verbally reading things out so that everybody gets it. Teleport, pointless area. You know, this map was, there's little bits of this map, there's hints of something that could have been great, but there's also a lot of hints of it just being another bland fucking Doom clone map. Like, it was just going to be like horror film Doom. Needed a lot more time in the oven. Oh no, not this again. Oh, there we go. Because I mean, there's rooms like this that, like, it's an unfinished room, but it's a room that looks kind of nice. Almost looks like something out of Nightmare. Like that game show. A little bit. Like, sort of gives you the memories of that. Yeah, and these must be rich people. They got 2 fireplaces. It's getting cold, Cecilia darling. Have Giles throw some more money in the fire. Giles, throw some more money. Which fire, sir? Throw it in the right one. We're out of 50s, sir. No problem. Start throwing the 100s in. I like the way those burn. The whole time that tango music from Zelda's playing. It's okay, Cecilia darling. The world might be going to hell out there, but we've got money, so we'll be fine. It doesn't matter. Let's dance the night away to the tango. Well, that's the last map in that build. That build was fucking boring. We learned almost nothing from looking in that build. Fuck, there's another 95 build. I bet it's more fucking underdeveloped. Well, I mean, it's all going to be underdeveloped. But this is right from the end of 1995. Oh, fuck, the maps all have the same name. I might skip this one. I'm not going to dig through all the maps. Do we at least have, like, editors and shit in this? Okay, we've got Art Edit. We've got Monolith's gimped Art Viewer tool now. How nice. Criticism of any kind, constructor or otherwise. Oh, yes, it does. Which sucks, because I'd be quite happy for people to show up and insult me and stuff. You know, that guy used to come in and call me a noob about a year ago. He was quite entertaining. I thought it was funny how he fucked off when I was like, well, we'll have a look in your channel, shall we? You know, if he'd kept doing it, I would have done. It would have been quite fun. Because, you know, I don't get upset about that shit. Everything now is, we've got to protect people's feelings. They don't give a fuck about your feelings. Nobody gives a fuck about mine, and they probably shouldn't. Oh, they've got their own setup program now. Or an 8-bit sound blaster. Yeah, do 32 voices. We've had no sound at all thus far, though. You should probably let me select a fucking port for that, because the default isn't going to work. That's assuming there's anything in here. Oh, they're using INI files now as well. Oh, we've got a title screen now. Look at that. All going up in the world. Q Studios. I don't know, let's pick one, because they're probably all fucking the same lousy shit. Okay, RedRAM. Let's see. Evaluation copy expires at some point, and the palette got broken. Do you think it's like Duke? Well, we have no sound. Do you think it's like Duke? Well, we got cache icon. The title screen's a different palette to the game. So this should be. What the fuck was that? What the hell happened there? It's like he fell over. It's like he tripped up. The Overlooked Hotel, this should have been an early version of that. And that's one of the most memorable levels from the game. Oh no, we got wank shading. It's pretty nice use of it. I'm going to be honest, if we're going to do it, at least make it look like that. We do have slurps now. There we go, we have slurp sectors making an appearance. Man, his jump, he jumps like his fucking moon boots. Ooh. I don't like it, the jump's horrible. Because he can't change direction after he's in the air. It's like early Mario games. The heads-up display's like still there. He's got his when you run, he snarls like. Argh. When you jump, he does the sort of what? Yeah. And these bastards have finally made an appearance. Whoa, 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 yeah. It's doing that thing where it feels like you're running against a wall when you're not. Yeah, this movement's horrible. Whoa, wait. Fucking who knows? Oh, wait, he did it again. What the fuck? Alright, you think the maze is the same as the final? Really horrible movement in this build. Really is. And I won't mind that bug where he tars off to the side. That made it to the final game. Like I said, it doesn't do it as much, but it was still there. So they obviously never got to the bottom of that. You'd think they'd have caught early on, like, our movement code doesn't actually seem very good. Maybe we should fix that. Through conditions cited to not strive for it doesn't. It hasn't for a long time, and I get sick of it. I'm honestly tired of everything being the most half-assed bodge it can be. It pisses me off, especially when it's constantly wasting my money. It's like all the streets round here had cast iron signs that are on concrete posts, and there's a little notch in the sign that the cast iron bit went on. And so there's nothing wrong with these. Like, they've been there since like the 60s, I think they put them in. Most of them, some of them went back farther, but most of the ones that were left were from like the middle of the previous century, and that's when things really started to take a dive. And so you get those, and what do? They spent hundreds of thousands going around every fucking neighbourhood, every street, taking the cast iron bit down and attaching a little flimsy, like, printed sign that doesn't fit properly and doesn't fit on the notch right, so it's at some weird angle with this gap around it and flaps around and makes a racket in the wind and looks like shit. And they spent money putting these in. My taxes. It's like, why? What was the point? Like, who signed off on that and for what fucking reason? Right, either the maze is actually defeating me or there is no more map. I wonder if it started as just the hedge maze. Like, we know this is just an elevator. Let's keep wrapping to the left here, see if we can get into anywhere else. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any more. Oh, that's a shame. Do we want to look at maps from this version? I mean, I'm not really sure. Because, I mean, even try to skip the ones that we've already seen. We're probably going to be there a while. We'll look at a couple of them. Let's have a look. The date isn't preserved. They've taken on the date from the machine they came from. So we can't go by that. We'll load a couple, but I'm not going through all of them. Thing is, like, as somebody who's live streaming, fairly compact, yeah, I don't think they've got the hang of the changing the perspective yet. Key 1, oh, they hide keys in plant pots, apparently now. Oh, great. So this is still a doom-looking area, and it seems to exits just to fuck us up. Jeez, he doesn't look very healthy in the heads-up display, though. Let's blow ourselves up. Well, we did jib. Ah, but that's just a test map, so we can get away with that. I don't know. My arse is hurting from this char, man. I really, really need to get rid of this stupid fucking char. Oh. Oh, where do I know this from? The fucking jump. It's dreadful. Oh, is this the one with the tower that overlooks the... It might be, you know. We do have strafe keys now, by the way. We've got Z and C, which strafe, which is... feels normal to me, but I think that would probably trip up like people who aren't used to games from this time period, oh man, they're really liking this new napalm trap they've got. I'll take it because it'll get me back where I want to be faster. We don't seem to have a crouch key in this one though. We do have the view mode now. Do we have... No, we do. We do have this. So I can say hi to myself. I don't think he jumps high enough to where I could use myself as like a lift to get up to places. Seeing archive sites destroy the tile dates in the zip files, so I guess even the dates are sensitive information. Possibly. I think they are preserved, like maybe like when they're first dumped on the machine. Oh, it has the slurp jump thing that Duke has, but worse. And the thing is you can't work around it in this game with this movement, because in Duke, when it happens, you just stand still and jump and then press forward. But as you can't move while jumping in this, there's no way to get around it. So you wouldn't be able to jump off slopes if they'd left it this way. I don't know if that's how they would have intended. We definitely did see this map in the alpha, so I don't think there's much point in exploring this map very much. Just because, or really anything in this, just because I would imagine it's in the alpha, and I think we're probably going to skip that build, because I think that's the next build that we're going to see, is the February 96 one. Yeah, that goes down into that area. Very nice lighting in here. See, that's good use of strong shading. And in this case it sort of works, because we are coming from a big natural light source that's very far away. But yeah, as I said, these have been doctored anyway, so it doesn't really matter at this point. It's kind of an irrelevant point. Like, they have been curated and messed with, and, you know, again, the fake Cadence Brigade will show up and talk about it and act like it was always that way because they don't do their research, and then everyone will think that when they find it to download on a random site, and, you know, the true information will be forgotten. But it lets people self-aggrandise, fucking hoarders, you know. I mean, it's lousy. We get prototypes for this game, but not like Duke or anything that people would actually give a fuck about. Yeah, I like the heads-up display. It's pretty cool. But, you know, as soon as they're all handed over, then people would lose relevance. So it's going to be quite a shit way to go through life, you know, when the only sort of thing of note or merit that you can really put yourself down for, the only reason anyone knows you is, like, off the back of stuff other people made, you know, instead of something you did yourself. So I don't have time for these people. You wonder why I request a refund and don't want to pay for this, then that's why. Plus it's Warner Brothers and I don't really like them either, so... Oh yeah, this is the build that we had for fucking years, like this leaked years ago. So there's no point in me going through this again. We do at least have some source code with this one, but again, it's nothing new. I wish we had source code snippets for the other ones, because I'm quite sure that it exists, and it would be very interesting to read, to see how they just slowly made a mess of things. And at this point, you know, the final game's been reverse engineered and shit, so there's really no reason to not just hand it out. Like, you know, what are you going to lose for doing it? So yeah, 1996, February 96, that's the one we were just in, isn't it? But it's still interesting. Did you notice? I think I was right, because it took a very swift direction change, the way those levels looked. Once we got past when Dark Forces came out, it doesn't look like a Doom clone so much anymore. So you start seeing it taking effect. That's really interesting. I mean, it's what I figured they would do, but... yeah, so I guess we're on to April 96 now. I'm happy enough to do that. Let me just roll a cigarette. Bloody hell, what is it, 2:15? How does that work? Man, I've got to go to sleep soon. I should have enough time to finish what we're doing here. I definitely need to dig out something more entertaining for the next stream, for sure. But, as I said, I didn't have one planned for this week anyway. I was like, geez, that's not going to work out so good if I do the things that are on the list. So I was like, ah, shit, I've run so late uploading like anything for this, I'll just do it now. You know, and then we're not missing a week. Just fucking get the cigarette rolled. So I used to make fun of adults when I was a kid for them having to lick their fingers to like separate like carrier bags and deal with like pages in books, and I have to do it now. So there's got to be an age thing, like your skin must dry up like as you get older. Thought you didn't want to run anything blood related. I've got a recent disk image of this machine, so it doesn't really matter. It can do what it wants. And I'm probably not going to do that 1997 one anyway. Right. Setup. So I think I already tested to see if this one would run. This might be the one that I was using. Looks like it, because all the settings line up. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to leave it on buffered mode, I think. Is this a Podgy setup program wearing a fucking skirt or something? Because it looks very much like it. Well, 97's when Blood came out. It was one of the last ones out the door, I think. Oh, expiry date, eh? That's interesting. I never know what that tile was for. We saw that when we dug through the alpha years ago. And it's that other composer, isn't it? Because I have a theory, I've said before, I think it might be a dude called Michael Lewis who wrote the music. Because I have sequences he did and they're very similar and made in the same sequencer. I don't think this is Barnstein. But we have a credits screen, so we'll have a fucking look, we'll see if it tells us. Nothing really out the ordinary there. Got any more? Loudmouthing, doesn't say Barnstein. Interesting. Okay. There's an interesting effect on the text. I wonder how they've done that. I wonder if that's palette cycling or if it's a mask. He's got a voice now, and he does sound like a lame, like school shooter, sort of like. Defaults. We have sound. We have music. We have cultists. They don't look quite as brown paper bag as they did in the final. Oh, he killed himself for us, actually. I probably don't need to worry about shotguns. This looks like that one level in the alpha, a little bit. Oh, fuck off, really? Jeez, this is where the game started getting real unfair, was it? Thing is, I can tell you how to play Blood. I can tell you how to play Blood, and this is obviously where the formula came in. They've taken some lessons from Dark Forces, but what they haven't got is where, when you open or round a corner in Blood, what you do is you immediately fire, like, and just hope it hits something, yeah. Literally every fucking corner in this game is that way. Look at that, even behind the doors. On the plus side, they probably, yeah, like, my theory hasn't failed once so far. I was entirely correct every single fucking time. But you know what they should have? Oh, they do too. Well, then we're using that. Is it on? It is on. Excellent. Well, then we're using it. Because fuck that. But yeah, that's how you play Blood, is you, as soon as you look round a corner, Like you just fire. We got wank shading there, by the way. Let's test the dynamite. I see they've done away with the single stick. We're on the bundle now, which I always thought looked worse. And it feels like you're conning yourself out of ammunition, even though you're probably not. So, when the alpha that we had for Yars was around, the game seemed to be going in a good direction. This seems to be where it was starting to go in a bit of the wrong direction, and turning into the game it became that I don't really like. Oh, I turned my back to a corner, didn't I? Look at this shit. Fucking hell, really? You wonder why I enabled the God Mode sheet. You know, I can go one better. I mean, there's no point when we're, when we have everything enabled, but it lets us play with what they've got. Does that have an alt fire? No, it doesn't. What else have we got? Oh, they've got the fake lighting on. It is just the translucent texture. It's not hard to implement. It is just the sprite that just zips to the, Sorry about your ears. What else have we got? Oh, I can burn things in other ways. So again, it really comes off like it's that weedy little psychotic kid designing it. Whereas I want to burn things. I like burning ants. It makes me feel good. Fuckers. What does that do? Nothing. Maybe it unlocks it. It does. Oh nice, it's broken. What would have been a nice effect? There's going to be a third dynamite alt fire where you lob 3 bundles at once. Not that I know of. The dynamite should have like a drop its weapon too, by the way. Yeah, we can drop it. And it looks like we're going to have proximity, we do. And remove it. Skipped through them before, I probably didn't have any in the... well, I hadn't collected them. Alright, bomb. Excellent. Oh, do we already have the Burning Man glitch? We do! Well, shit. Who would have thought? Oh, nothing in slot 7. We have a voodoo doll in slot 8. Then we have beast claws that probably still aren't implemented. Jeez, they move quick. Yeah, they do nothing. Nothing in slot 9. Shasta. Yeah, that doesn't work. So it's like the 1.21 version almost, in that it's crap. But it doesn't just go away randomly like it did in that, so we have that. God, that lame laugh. Yeah, so this is I think where the game started to decline. Fuck that weapon, it's ineffective shit. Suck you. Eat my fucking body spray. Oh, fucking really. Well, we've seen the weapons, so now we're just going to bludgeon our way through the maps. That probably just takes it. It is at level from the alpha. I recognise this area, so they've like scaled it back. Yeah, okay. There's one that had a diving suit but nowhere to dive. Rather peculiar. Does that go anywhere? It's that window. Okay. Let me... I just thought it was a zombie repellent spray. I just thought it was just body spray or something. Hairspray, probably. So that's interesting. We're in a different map now. Small castle. You know what the fuck? Is this going to be that carnival fucking castle map that was in 1.21? That level sucked. But did you notice we didn't get a stat screen? That's interesting. I've thought about doing that in New Invasion 2 and I decided not to, and the reason being that I think having the stat screen's good. It lets the player know that they can walk away. Whereas when it's one content... It fucking is as well. Fuck this level. You know, this level got cut and then put back in, and it sucked, and it should have stayed cut. This is like one of the crap levels that was in the alpha, and removed and then put in 1.21 and made 1.21 like contribute to being the garbage that it is. That's quite efficient, how there's no sector over there. Oh jeez, I'm so glad I did QS God, I really am. I can remember bits of the layout for this place. Probably a key over there, right? Looks like it. Oh boy, oh fuck. Awful level. But yeah, it's some of a lot of the remaining Duke mappers that they keep going on, we need even more extended limits. Like, no you don't. No one's going to play your fucking level, it's too long. The shit you're making already on the current extended limits take like a couple hours to beat, even if you know the map. No one's going to put that sort of time in. We're going to have that sort of time, man. And I'm going to just outright say, if your concept, if you can't fit it into the original limits and make it fun, then your concept sucks, generally. There's obviously a few exceptions to the rule, but generally, your concept probably sucks, and you need to rethink it. You know, you don't have to keep everything. And yeah, having the stat screen, having like the break between levels is good. Because players tend to, I'll just finish this one, I'll just finish this one. And that screen comes on, it gives you relax a little bit, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to save and I'll come back, I'll finish it tomorrow. Quite a lot of people played, again, every fucking corner with this game. A lot of people have played New Inversion 1, you know, and I think that's a lot of it is that the maps take like 15 minutes to beat, if that. And they don't need to be any longer. Like, that's enough. Like, my things, my ideas will fit in those limits. It's not always easy to do when I've had to build, like, logic machines and shit to run everything, but it fits and it works. It never feels like it's forcing you to play. It's asking you to play more of it, but it's not like it's trying to make you feel obliged to do it. Can't stand this level, man. Where are we supposed to be going anyway? Okay, I got a key. Great. Oh, there's the door. Excellent. Everyone knows this level. Everyone's played 1.21. Ah, fuck off, cultist. I know there's a bunch of misters down there, isn't there? Fucking lousy fucking level. The only reason I remember this level is because how garbage it was. Quite fun seeing the guts fly up. I'll give them that. Very different vibe about the music. There's shotgun people for a while. Fucking hell, and that's not. We'll be here until the end of time. I knew it's a fucking corner, every fucking corner. For fuck's sake, man, it's like they became creatively bankrupt at this point or something. Really is. Hey, I saw that. Oh, well, I assume it's another doctored texture. Won't you help me, Dr. Beat? Dr. Beat. What's the deal with the fucking dumbwaiter? I don't know, it won't go back up. And I can go in that. I'm going to be stuck, aren't I? I don't understand it. Whoops. Really? Oh, fuck's sake. Hey, wait, I don't have a crouch button. There's no crouch button. Don't need one. Fucking hell, man. There's also the flight power-up that was removed. There's loads of shit that was removed. Oh no, I don't know what happened here. Like, sudden degradation. This water's not... Well, tagged, I guess, probably isn't the right word in this game because of the X system, but the water's not set as a depth sector. Well, I'm finding nothing down here. Fucking waste of my time. Lots of that gradient shit. Oh, there's a key. So you could probably pick that up and just not explore the rest of there. Fucking creatively bankrupt. This level's shit. Don't like this level. Let me out. Please let it be the exit. But yeah, it is interesting you can do that with build, the way that when you exit a level you don't have to bring the stat screen up, you can just load the map. Seems we're doing again. Not as elegant that time because we're facing the other way, but I want to go back. Yeah, as if I would want to go back. Fucking water. It's not configured, it's weird. Oh, but my bullets aren't... Oh, they just don't in this, apparently. Oh no, they do. Look at that. So maybe it is set as water? Not sure on that one. I just thought this texture was leaves. Medium cast. Oh, for fuck's sake, really? It's gonna be that fucking meandering fucking shit from the February build. Probably. I'm starting to get the impression they made this out of all the lousy levels. Oh wow, that was worth my time. Reward exploration, probably punishment pocket me. Wait a minute, it's ain't going to be the one with the turbines and the cross-shaped hub, is it? No, it's not. No, it isn't. It's not at all. But I do recognise it, and it is one of the lousy maps from the older build. From the February build. Which we haven't seen today, but we saw when we explored it years ago. I remember some big cave with a spider off the back, but I think I'm conflating it with a different map. Okay. No, maybe I'm not conflating it. No, that's the starting area. Ah, did the starting area, did the cave I'm thinking of become the starting area? Probably could come this way, it seems like it's reachable. I'll turn my back around the corner, you really shouldn't do that in this game. I am quite happy to just cheat. This is for the purposes of exploration, not for the purposes of completing the game legit. It'll probably break at some point anyway. Whoops. There we go. Don't need a key. I need a pee. Apparently you do. Fucking hell, man, they knock you about like crazy. Like, I'm just gonna stand still. Like, at times it's hard to even move because they're just shooting you from all angles. Like, they turned it down a little bit in the final, but not by a whole lot. I don't know where that key goes. And I can't exit the room using the doors because, well, that requires a key. That doesn't matter. Jeez, man, I stick my head out a window and immediately... And this is on medium! Come on, out it goes. Anyone? I know there's a guy out there. Like... Yeah. Anything? No, didn't get anyone. I'd probably fly. Grocery! Like, I know what you're thinking. You're looking, you've been like, yeah, that grocery room doesn't seem to be implemented, it didn't work. And that's because you didn't look down. Oh, it's ground alright, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Here, missus. They call that thing you've got an axe wound, and it sure as hell gonna look like one by the time I'm done with it. You were bleeding like a schoolgirl, if you know what I mean. Yeah, you'll be shedding some blood, alright. Oh man, this gameplay loop would get so fucking boring. Turn a corner, pick the wrong direction to looking around the corner, you know, get shot, reload, restart, shoot the correct direction around the corner, get killed at next corner, begin again. All but the delirium shroom, I don't even think that shows up usually. Oh game, I know you too well, that was never going to work on me. Do you think there is any deliriums growing out there? Just going to have a look, because usually they made the game perform like shit. So maybe we can find some and like lag the game out. The only problem is I'm here missing several keys, so that might limit what I can get into. Oh, my stomach. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. It's fucking lousy. Stomach condition. Oh, for fuck. Look how much they knock you about there, man. He sent me down there. That wasn't me moving. Stop having my projectiles just sail through them. I still find the auto-aiming thing in It's 0 Hour weird. I always think it's like a problem with the hitboxes. Like their sprites are maybe just sized weird. Well, I got an I key. I don't know. Well, fuck. The design here looks like it's from that fucking add-on. Like, oddly reminiscent. I don't remember seeing a door with the I key on it. The IKEA. I guess we're not going to IKEA. Maybe there isn't any delirious mushrooms in here. It's a bit of a shame. Would have been nice if there was. So, I can get us in there. We'll just cheat. Well, more gardens. But yeah, this map's definitely been around a little while. Trees aren't destructible. Bit of a shame. Oh, yes. Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's kill the frame rate a bit. Not actually performing that bad. I'm surprised. I'm real surprised. Do they stack up? Now what this will be doing, it's using, I would assume, I haven't actually looked at how it's coded, but I assume what it's doing is it's just rendering nothing behind a translucent tile, and the tile that it's rendering is using the set view to tile function, and then it'll be rendering it with square like dimensions, like 320 by 320, and then using rotate square tile, which is something build can do. Oh look, the inventory keys work, but they're preventing the screen rotating thing from working that we had in the previous build. Yeah, nice set of rotating sectors. 3DFX bit. Fuck! Fuck! 3DFX patch I'm not surprised. Why would anyone bother with 3DFX anyway? You know, that was bad design, because if I was playing this without QS God, I would have just got blown to bits there, because you can't push back against an explosion. There's no indication it's going to explode, and, you know, it just blows up. But yeah, you can't push back if something's exploding. Like, I'm running full force against that, and it knocks me back. So when that was all going off, you just forced back here, getting exploded. The final game doesn't have so much of a problem with that. Oh, we saw this. This was a crashy area in the alpha. But I think it was attached to a different map. I know what it's going to do already. You're too predictable, game. You're too predictable. Okay, weird, but I'll take it. Well, this is fancy. Bit ugly. It's kind of fancy. Stay out. I'd kind of like to, but... Oh no. It's not actually. Oh no. Really? Yeah, and they've started replacing the nice textures with lame ones. For fuck's sake, man. It is this fucking level. This prototype's made out of all the lame levels. Like all the things that were in the February build, which again we didn't look at today because we looked at them years ago. All the cool concepts you had going, and you've binned them in favour of this shit. Really? I don't know what we're doing here. I assume it's like a combination. Got it, don't know what it's supposed to be or how you're meant to figure it out, but... Yeah, sorry, we're getting shot to bits here. There's a button in the wall, though. Let's try and hit it. It does go on. I don't know what it's supposed to do, but... Oh man, it's just made of the worst levels. It's just built out of the terriblest zones. I mean, what's fucking next, man? This isn't an interesting thing to explore. This level's ended up, like I said, 1.21. I don't know where the exit is in this map. I'd go straight there if I could remember. Even then, you're assuming it didn't get moved. But they didn't change very much here, did they? There's graduated shading, though. I mean, it's very nice. Wasted on a map like this. The movement does feel a lot like the final. You can move a little bit when you're in the R. But yeah, it's nowhere near as good as Duke's movement. Something Duke did very well, but I've never really played any game that's been able to do quite as well, is movement. Movement in Duke 3D is really special. It's really something else. Like, I've always been kind of sad that there aren't more games that move that way. I'd like to go through though. They won't just let me. And this isn't going to let me there, is it? Thought I had that. You know what? Like, we made no allusions to playing this legitimately. So we are going to just be scumbags about it. I don't even need your stupid key. I don't need your charity. Holy jeez, man. Again, if I just happened to be facing the wrong way and I was playing legit, that would have been a death sentence. That would have been the end of me. Stick it in the keyhole. Yeah, that's right. Stick it in. Yeah, do it. Yeah. Oh, right, yeah. Oh, God, man. This level. You know, I don't care about the gargoyles. They don't seem to attack. Missing textures. Whatever's fucking next, you know. The water still isn't working like it's supposed to. You haven't seen any submersible water yet. Oh, great. So the river stinks all over again. Let me roll a cigarette. This is... Oh, let's have a wooden boat in lava. It's 0 hour as well, isn't it? Because they made that wooden lava pit in the pyramid. The fuck? Here, where are my cigarette papers? They're not in there. I'd only just got those. Well, they are in there. The river fucking stinks. Fucking does. There's no... If this thing's going to move, I assume I step on it and the level might end if we're lucky. No. There's no way you're going to do that. I'll be impressed if you get that to work. No. It just crashes. Right. Well, I know there's a few more map files. We might as well have a look at them because it looks like we're moving into retail now, but... Holy jeez. Those were the terrible levels, like, for sure. They built this out of the bad levels for some reason. Blood 6 is in. I wonder what Blood 5 was going to be. The INI files aren't laid out in a way that it's readable, I don't think. I mean, even then you'd think it was just called Blood 5, so even if they were, you'd only have a name to go on. I thought it used cunt files and not INI files. Oh, who knows. Blood 6. Okay, let's have a look at it. Let's take a look. I bet there's more MIDIs hidden in the RFF file. Assuming it is using an RFF. Maybe they're just out in the open. They don't sound like Barnstein at all, though. Really don't. It'd be weird if they are. You almost wonder if he got burnt out. It's like, really did you... Oh, God, no! It's the fucking catacombs, man. I hate this level. It fucking is as well. Oh, can we do that bug where the level just ends? No. Never liked this level. Never liked it. Oh, we got hellhounds. Can they barn me? Can we get a barning death? We can as well. Oh yeah, we got barned. Is the, like, weird scream still in here? No, they removed it. No far. It was like the best thing. What about... I can't believe they removed it, but yeah. Well, you know what we're going to do? Don't know why that wouldn't work then. We're going to cut some corners, because I bet there's nothing other than lousier texturing to see in this map. Like, it just looks more bland in colours than the final, but... we know it hard that it went through generally unchanged. Let's just see if we can get into the general fucking areas. It would have been a death sentence if we're, like, playing uncheatingly. Just because I don't know in advance what's there. I don't remember this, Latin soccer match bit in this piece of music. Like, I have heard the start of it before, but I don't remember this bit. Man, soccer really is just, like, who bothers with that, man? Like, it's such a garly game. Oh, man. Oh, really? Does that not open that? Oh, no, maybe it does. Don't like this level at all. Pointless. Pointless. Those made me think of that area outside Mad Monster Mansion, that room. Wouldn't that be fun? Blood and Banjo-Kazooie took place in the same universe somehow. You know, it probably does, actually, thinking about it. It would kind of work. Like, I would believe that idea. Exit. Oh, good. Still got areas open. Weird lighting. I assume this would have been your exit, this fire pit. Anything else to see? It really isn't looking notably different to the final, this map, so they just had this for about a year. Well, over a year, because we know the map was pretty much done by the February build. Oh, is that it really? I'm sure the area's off at the... Huh. The areas off up there were done already in that previous build of this. Almost sounds a little Nightmare 3D there. Like, you know, before it goes into the Latin soccer game bit. Oh, here we go, here's the catacombs. There's a Swadiosaur. See if he can hurt me. Doesn't look like it. Do you remember when I played through this game years ago and I could hear all whispering and shit down here, but only in the recording? Like, I couldn't hear it in real life at the time. Yeah, that really sucked. Yeah, this still looks like it went largely unchanged into the final. Actually can't see it very well, it's very dark, but you know, it's probably slightly brighter for you than it is for me. Oh jeez, yeah, this area was already here. Still not working, the water. I don't know. Oh, great, yeah, cool. Yeah, maybe it is rendering over nothing because the text's persisting on screen up in the left corner where the tile isn't covering. Would make a lot of sense to me if they were doing it that way. Yeah, this level's unchanged and seems to have no exit, so... Donor 3 almost sounds like some sort of bloodbath map. Kind of looks like one as well at first glance, doesn't it? Actually looks like one of the maps that was in Blood 2. You might remember me doing that, like we did on this channel, Blood 2 multiplayer years ago. Used my K6 with the Blade T64. That's when I was starting to realise how awesome that card is, that while it's not a top performer, it really is compatible. It's hard to find things that won't work on it. At least within reason. Like if you throw something that just logically shouldn't work on it, it won't. Like if you go, oh, I'm going to play a DirectX 9 game, it's obviously not going to run on a DirectX 6 card, but things that are within like expected sort of time period, it kind of works. This does look like a bloodbath map. I don't think there's any more to it. Oh well, that map sucks. What else was a Blood BB3? Definitely sounds like Bloodbath. December 31st, 1969. He'll be waiting a while for that to roll round. This is Bloodbath. This looks largely unchanged as well. Bloodbath maps bore me because they're not meant to be very standout and interesting bloodbath like deathmatch levels, I don't feel. It's one of the reasons I find multiplayer only games to be a bit of a cop-out, because the experience there is what you're having with the other players, and so it lets them like sort of do a half-assed job. I mean, you want simple half-assed geometry in this sort of thing, because you're going to be moving about trying to blow each other to bits. That's why episode 3 of Duke 3D worked well in Duke Match, is because of the fact that, you know, the geometry is quite simple in there, and so it made the experience quite smooth. But also they're kind of, a lot of them are the least sort of memorable standout levels for the most part. You know, they don't stand out as much as episode 2's levels, but nobody really Duke matched in episode 2. Because the levels don't lend themselves as well to that, because they're larger, more complex and more detailed levels, and it just gets awkward. Yeah, it's a bloodbath map, and it's in the final game. There's nothing wrong with it, but it doesn't really seem to have changed. K-Booger, let's have a look. That looks like multiplayer again at first glance. probably. Yeah, has that vibe. Isn't this sprite floors then? I don't think they have the room over room system yet. Blood's way of doing it's kind of simultaneously the best and worst implementation of room over room, because it doesn't require the geometry to actually be directly above or below, but the rendering is triggered by like the effector like looks for distance and sight, and it's not really a very efficient way of doing it. My implementation in Duke uses what I call sloppy tags, where if the value is it just like runs an if on a single variable, and if it returns non-zero, then it will just render that scene indefinitely. Like it doesn't check anything other than that, and because of that, it's on to the explosive flares. So there's different flares apparently. Because it doesn't check anything else, like it's on the level designer to make it like an efficient thing, because otherwise it just stays on, and so it's just rendering all the time. So it sort of suggests my fly gun would have an alt fire, but it's not implemented. Fucking multiplayer levels. I'm guessing they were trying to get that feature in then. Map 32. Okay. We'll have a look at that then. Let's go for it. Map 32. So what is this, a gargoyles map? Probably. Looks like it. Looks like the fucking gargoyle. Extended a little bit, but... Boss map. See why you would shrink it. Oh shit. Don't know how none of them hit me, because I don't remember toggling QS God. That wasn't me turning right then. Oh no, it's the fucking beast map. Fuck that. Do you think he's actually implemented? Do you think he's in here? That boss sucks. That's such a lousy cop-out. Yeah, because he'd be here, wouldn't he? And there's nothing in here. Don't see any more of those. Oh, I do. It does nothing. Alright, cool. Oh no, oh I'm gonna get bombed. Oh, I'm so scarred. Oh, it leaves the feet. I always thought that was fucking funny when you could get it to do that. I don't know, it just amused me, just this fuck just sort of like, just left behind on the floor. Well, there's no beast boss. I guess he's not in here yet. Heh, who would have thought? Well, not really a surprise to me, I've got to be honest. You could tell it was like ancient shit that should have been left on the cutting room floor. And indeed it is. Oh, he jumped over me floors. Can we play with anything? Oh, V-bobbing. Yeah, we'll have that interpolation, why not? Infinite ammo, yeah, we don't really need it, but... Wow, that's a different crosshair. Super jibs are on. That's, I mean, yeah, it wouldn't be blood if you couldn't crash it with too many sprites spawned, which in all fairness it hasn't done. So that seems like a problem it developed later in its life. Oh, really? Oh, jeez, this movement is horrible. It really is. And it's quite slow. I mean, I am running. Duke's definitely faster. Performance has held up okay in this so far, though. I'll give it that. Like, that hasn't crept in yet. But I don't think the beast's coming out to meet us. I think he's not in yet. You know, something I like in build games is how they generally let you walk up the slopes. Like, I didn't like the era we went into after this, where you just couldn't do it. You just sort of slid down it like it was covered with treacle or something. VAD 9601, I think it's the only one left. Oops. We should play with other things in here, see if do we have a save system, does it work? Let's try it. Whoa, whoa, the crosshairs messed up. Why is it doing that? What are we playing, fucking GoldenEye? What a lovely start they give you here. That's fucking dodgy as shit, man. It's really distracting. It's just wandering off on its own. Fuck that, that's horrible. I wonder if they were running their own math, or if build still had its function for finding the screen location of a sprite, and they were using that. So I think the sound a Swadiasaur makes when you kill it mutters, "I'm out of here." Could do. It always just sounded like it was mumbling disgruntledly to me. Right, anyway, fuck the way this level's treating me. It's one of the reasons I don't like Blood, is just, it's dependent on you memorising the levels to really make progress in it. I just find that so poor a design. And I think there was enough potential there, you know, there were enough good ideas that they could have made a good game of good enough length without resorting to such shit. And this really does feel like they just gave up at this point. Don't recognise this map. Yeah, screw you zombies. Oh no, I've been deliriumed. Oh great, yeah, nice. I guess I gotta push that, but... Well, I can't reach it. I don't know. Just play soccer. You know, that Latin music and all the Latin words suddenly makes sense that you can kick the zombie heads around. So, would they expect me to just know how to do this? Is that what's going on? I don't have that key. Maybe I should just cheat it in. How much do you think this map can show us? Such a sneaky way in, but the consequences. And the consequences are that if you don't know the level in advance, you get blown to bits, like within seconds. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, hi, rat-a-tats. Nice to see rats. I like rats. That doesn't seem to do anything useful. Oh wait, no, I spotted the switch. No, it just does that. Well, no use to me then. Fuck. It looks like it should do something else. It really does. Sewage containment area. Well, I don't see any sewage. Oh no. There we go. I would obviously just QS clip my way out of there. It's like, really? Oh, I can't move. I'm stuck. I can jump out of it. But yeah, I can't walk there. It stops it. Only move when I jump. Weird. You know, I really hope we don't have to submerge in water, because having no crouch button kind of renders that impossible. Which is weird, that's like a regression, because they clearly did have that capability all the way back in like that early 95 build, didn't they? Asbestos armour. Asbestos is the best, says best. We don't have teleporters now either. It's asbestos. It's asbestos can be, is what it means. You know, this game seems like some of that would have asbestos in it, like the source code somehow contains asbestos particles. It gives me that kind of vibe, yeah, I could see it. Well, father hints at that, like, maybe they wanted you to submerge here, and obviously that's not implemented. Right, where does this key go? What can I use it for? That looks like it should open. Oh yeah, I went here. You found a secret. Well, it's not a very good secret. I mean, it's quite an obvious place. Weird switch placement. That just brings me... I don't want to be in here. No, let me back it... Oh, fuck. I have to walk back through the corridor of no walking. Oh, and you spawn misters punish me. How dare I find a secret? Other than that, it's actually not that badly designed, this map. Like, looking at it, I'm kind of surprised this didn't show up in some version of the game. Because it's actually a far bit better than some of the shit that made it into 1.21 so far. Even with slightly inconsistent scaling. Wait a minute, I had to scratch my neck. Damn monks. Every corner, every door. Same shit, different weekend. Yep, teleport. Oh, that one makes me stop being able to move as well. How strange. Really is like, you know, just different people, different ideas just kind of took over, it feels like. Whoa, whoa. That's because I was getting shot from behind. Like, I'm quite sure if I get... Yeah. Oh, fuck. If that doesn't show you how much they knock you about, I don't know what does. Well, I guess we'll go in now. Anything good in here? Guessing that's just a return path here. Gets us napalm death to it. Oh, come on, I just wanted to come to the barbecue. Oh, right. Oh, no, wait, this is the beginning. Do I want to be back here? Got punishment pockets. For fuck's sake, man. You get knocked around like a fucking... like plastic bag in the wind in this thing. Dodgy statues. I miss the penis-like wall texture. Well, the face-sitting wall texture. Would be nice if I had that dagger key. That would have been good direction on the level designer's part. Would it be resorting to scraping the bottom of the barrel if you would have played Duke Zone maps? It fucking would. I'm not doing it. I had enough bullshit with all that, like, on this day crap. Which is probably where a bunch of them came from. And people were, sure made a lot of garbage. And map reviewers are blind idiots, it turns out, a lot of the time. Not all of them, but a far few of them, a far amount of the time. Or they just don't play the level that they're reviewing. Cool. Oh, more unmovable water. Awesome. Requires a key. Well, I will just cheat the key in a minute, so I'm getting fed up of this now. Very interesting to see a level that I've not seen before, though. I'm quite liking that aspect. Like, why, this is just randomly in here. This bit of it reminds me of... I can't remember the name of it, but it was the fast demo that ran in 1.0, a map that appears late in episode 1. And this bit feels a little bit like some of the areas off the back of that, which in turn feel like they didn't really belong in that map, so maybe, who knows. What is this, the shitter? Kind of looks like it. I hope you don't want me to go in the water, because I can't go in. We've lost that capability somewhere over the previous yard, apparently. Don't know how. Slightly Asiatic looking architecture in here almost. Fuck man, I get sick of hearing about Asia. I really do. Fucking... It's the problem when your mother's partner is like a Japanese, and all you hear about is like, oh well, in Japan, oh well, in Korea. It's like, I don't give a fuck about these like places because I don't live there. Like, I don't care that much. Like, I got my own problems. Like, these are just weird other countries to me. Like, oh man, where do we go? I'm out over there. Oh no, did I just turn my back on a corner? I think I did. That was a mistake. Shouldn't have done that. Right, let me in. Son, let me in. Oh, it's just the... Fuck. I really need a crouch button in this. But then we had that capability a long time ago, and then at some point we've lost it. So weird, it's like it's not even the same game anymore, almost. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go now. Level's lost direction a little bit. Not to the extent of been any sort of real problem yet, normal stuff, but... Didn't find anything to do in this room, so I was wondering if I missed something. God. Is it trying to show me something? Having this in the way isn't good. Because what if there was shit over here, you know? It's almost like it's trying to point me this way, but there's nothing to see over here. It almost feels like there should be. It feels like... To me, it actually does feel like competent direction, like it's trying to point me out of there into something that's in here, but whatever it is isn't showing up, for whatever reason. And I still don't have the dagger key. Oh no, I remember. I think I glimpsed something. So maybe that's what it's directing me to. That's not great if that's the case. It's not awful either. Oh, we got spitters. Well, it's nice to see the spitters. Teleport, but let me guess it doesn't work. Yeah, we've had some weird regression go on. Can they kill me? No, they can't do anything to me. That's a shame. Oh, the gameplay loop in this game is so fucking repetitive. It really is. Well, that's that area outside the shitter, so I guess we're heading back there. Just that it really is just tiring. Oh, that's a key. There's a key already. Oh, hey, I was in that. You fucking bastards. I hadn't finished exploring. There's probably shit in there that I need. Alright, fine. Well, if we never see it, then blame the level designer for putting a one-way fucking door. You know, there could be something really cool there, but the level just steered me away from it. That's the dagger key, we know where that goes. I like the random floating wine bottle. It has Roth vibes in here again, though. Oddly enough. Oh no, that's not a good omen. Diving suit. I can't dive, so I hope you don't want me to go down there. Oh, it's just that room we were in. It's fine. Where are we going from here again? What does this do? Did we ever find out? Don't know. Not sure. Possibly nothing. Hope it's not important. Dagger key. I need to be back now at the start of the level. Taking a long route. I miss Zelda. I miss it. I think I would have had more fun. Like, it's alright, couple of months we'll start Zelda 64. I look forward to that. I really look forward to that actually, because when I borrowed it that one time years ago, I did have fun with as far as I got, and I'd like to know how close like I was to finishing it, because I don't think I was too close to it. That's the key. Got it. Right, it looks one way enough, that elevator, so I'm not even going to go bother looking at that, and I'm going to assume there's another way out. Is that glass windows? It is. Weird, this area really doesn't fit with the map. Well, I guess that's how they expect us to progress. Get shot by misters I would have been able to see. I mean, the elevator was the way back out after all. Isn't how progression has worked in this map so far. So that just feels a bit off. Dagger key. Well, was that somewhere through there, wasn't it? There we go. I don't think I'm playing it the way they intended when I do things like that, but I kind of don't care. You see, you notice again when you've had enough. No, that's a moon key. It's when the speedrunner mentality comes out. Spider key. There, okay. It's when you start speedrunning levels. Haven't gotten to Adult Link, you've got a long way ahead still. I don't remember if I did. I remember the area I was in, there were bits and pieces. Like I think I'll figure it out when I get to that point playing it this time. I think I was roughly this far in. It's not like Zelda 3 where I know exactly where I was. Zelda 64, not quite sure how far I was in. Oh, I got the moon key. I'm just leaving. Yeah, more poo pipes. Yeah, and they really had a thing for poo pipes in this. Well, maybe it's a mid-level exit, huh? It's dependent on you remembering where the keys are. Did we see any slurped sectors in this map, thinking about it? We did. There was some in that sewer area, where the first sector we got stuck on. That was fucking nasty. You see how they tried to spawn that guy there, like, while I was stood tending the switch? So they knew what they'd done, they just played up to it. It really tells me that they didn't feel confident in the length of the game or something. And indeed they mustn't have, because it stuck around to the final, and they obviously knew it was a thing, and they were quite happy for it to play out that way. Strange potatoes. Well, that looks like the end. That's as far as this goes. There's no more maps. What's this doing? Well, we've been here. Not sure why this is. Alright. That one-way door. Do any of the F menus work? Oh, cool. You can dump a debug map. That's cool. I have a feature for that in my thing. Menu. Menu. More menus. Oh, I got a restart map button. Gamma correction 8 levels? No, they go up to level 16 to level 15. You have a load but not a save. That option doesn't work. How to order? Doesn't work yet. Cool. Let's have a quick look in oh shit. Do we have that? Oh, I was sure I saw that in there. Well, fine, let's not look at the tiles then. If somebody doesn't want us looking at them. 1996 1006. Oh, I like that. What's in here? Just some maps. Oh well. Oh no, fuck those. I can't bother running fucking copies. We have the surface stat. We have like, yeah, because you see blood when you hit things. Yeah, super jibs on. I wanted too many sprites spawn to happen and it just didn't. Should we have a quick look at the 97 one then, as it's the only one left? I imagine it's very close to retail. Could probably copy these maps into that, you know, they'd probably still run. I mean, this is just October 96. Ugh, the next one looks more like, you know, January 97. So there's only like a couple of months difference there. Yeah, we can have a look at that, I suppose. Better copying forwards rather than backwards. You're assuming they'll still be readable. Copy doesn't just overwrite without prompts, does it? It doesn't matter, right? It's not like I don't have another copy of the files. So we'll put them in there and see if we can load them. Okay. You know, let's just assume. You know, let's make assumptions here. Because, you know, we should do that. Let's be cocky, let's put it in visa modes this time. Oh, that might work already. Well, I don't see other things out. This is definitely using the RFFs already. Never read me. What's with the install directory? What's in there? Oh, this looks like the shareware. So I maybe won't be able to run these maps if they use full assets. What does this look like? Oh, it's graphical. Pretty standard installer. Yeah, good looks of things. It only has a start graphic. Right, whatever. Let's have a quick go in this then. This is from late on. This is coming up on release. I think this one was leaked a long time ago. No, maybe not. No demo. Credits. Have these changed? Ah, these now look like the final credits. And they lag horribly, so I won't be sitting through them. We do have an ordering screen. Okay. Now it's, from what it's saying, like, yeah, close to the final, so it seems a lot of what we got was just sort of rushed together. Red Book CD soundtrack. Actually, I'm not hearing music this time, so have we now changed to Barnstein's music? Assuming the sound's set up properly. I mean, I did just make assumptions there. It may be set up wrong. It's just called Episode 1. Okay. Whatever it's set up for isn't my computer. Go figure. I didn't go through the setup. Really, that should work, I think. Unless that other build of the game broke it. No, that should work. Sounds way more echoey than it usually does. Red Book audio not selected. No, it won't be. I can't stand the Red Book. I live again. So is this build missing music? We've lost the napalm ability from our pitchfork. And, you know, I should have left it at the same resolution. But the performance definitely taken a shit. Tell you what, we're going to quit out. I know I keep doing this, but I'm going to quit out and I'm going to put it back in 320 by 200 buffer mode. Just so we can compare the performance, because I think this, we've seen where the performance starts to shit the bed here. Well, it's not too bad here, actually. The game just doesn't like that mode, perhaps. Oh, I don't know, it's still pretty hard though. Yeah, it keeps... Oh, fuck. Yep, so this is clearly... It's like they gutted the internals of the game and made them shit. Like that last build we played, it's like between the February 96 one and that, like, April 96, like they tore the innards out but didn't replace them yet. And then when they got to this one, they're just like, yeah, let's just put crappy, like, code in there instead. Like, the only reason I got away with that is I remembered he was there. I don't remember the tilted voxel one, that's nice. But they look crappy compared to the sprite graves. Like, they should have kept the sprite graves. They look nicer. I need a pee. That guy drops it.
Open for business.
So yeah, this is nigh on the final then. Oh, we're gonna get Burning Man. No, not quite. They're not having a good day. They're really not having a good day. I fucking knew it. You can't fool me. Again, the only reason I'm getting away with this is because I remember this level well enough that I know where most of the misters are. If I didn't know where they were, I would have been absolutely flattened several times over by now. Yeah, the delay has been shortened to what it is in the final for the alt-fire mode there. Rod brakes. Yeah, they have the room over room now. There really was no reason to use it here. You could have done, well, everything other than, well, this is over the door, but I mean, I'd have just moved it or resorted to trickery to do it. Like, it would have totally been doable, so the only thing that serves to do, having that bar, is make the performance worse. It's not a good use of it. Well, I don't know, I get that they probably weren't a very experienced dev team. You know, the whole thing with enemies dropping life essence, I haven't seen any of them do it yet. Like, in any of these builds.
Out, damn spot.
And I'm guessing, yeah, we're now trench coat. I want to be hardcore, but I'm not guy. Oh, we're going to get killed by rat-a-tats. Well, I'll just pick that up. It's already there. Cool. Yeah, I wonder if that's secrets that... Oh, I forgot about those guys. And as I didn't kill them in advance, I took quite a bit of damage from them. I now can't get in the super secret if it's even there. Oh, and the cheats are different. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, maybe so. It made noise, but it didn't do anything. Really seems to be no significant changes. Yep. So in a very short space of time, they rushed together what was the final stuff. Sort of fucked the performance up, and it's what we got. We started out with some neat ideas and some neat tiles and stuff, just, yeah. Turned into what ended up being one of the weaker build games. I still don't have a turnaround key either, which is pretty annoying. There you go, we'll leave the sprites there. That looks alright. Having trouble though, because I don't have a cheat code to god mode myself here. Can I do that yet? I can't do that yet. And this level tells you to bits in a second. They might be even more brutal in this version. Perk his head off with a pitchfork. Oh, no, he did drop a life essence. Cool. It actually is a thing. It's just raw. It's a good point though, like, is it ever going to drop me any health? Like, ever? I use the med kit, but... Fuck man, there's just like no health. You know, it tells me something. Tells me something. This game probably didn't get a lot of testing, is what that tells me. Which, I mean, like, fuck, they'd have even had time. Oh, I fucking knew it. Ah, dearie me. The only way out is to, like, start again. I'm not giving this many shots. I mean, I do have saves now, I guess I could use. But I really don't feel like it. I don't think we're going to see anything of interest in this one. Like, the changes here were minor between this and the final, it looks like. So instead, what we're going to do, instead of wasting our time with that, see if it'll respond to that. It might. It might not. With it being a demo, they might have disabled that. We're probably missing textures even if it does work. Yeah, it fucking blood just quits out when it's missing a sound file apparently. So I guess we can't look at those. Well, I think we've exhausted the supply there of blood. I don't think there's any more left. Well, that's it. That's the last proto we've got, and we don't have the tools for some of the other ones, so we can't perk about in them. So I'm probably just going to leave it here because I've got nothing else to do. Well, I guess I've got to do the traditional solitaire, haven't I? But I did say I'd look at them, and I've looked at them, and interesting to see how the game developed. But I think they screwed up royally. That last year of development, it just rapid decline. The February 96 build, I think, was probably the game's high point. Like I say, it really seemed to be going in a good direction at that point in its development. And yeah, you get to, like, you know, April 96 and you can see it's starting to go downhill. And then you end up with the game we got, which I know some people love, but I make no pretense about it. I'm not a fan of Blood. I don't have a high opinion of it. I used to like it, and then I sort of got a bit older and a bit smarter and realised that the gameplay loop is actually kind of shit, and that it's just banking on, really, just on fucking you over to try and draw itself out, and it's not really good game design. Which is a shame. It's a very pretty game as far as the build games go. It's one of the better looking ones, and so it is a shame that it wastes a lot of potential that it had to be something great, and it just never really materialises to what it could have been. It is a shame. But as I say, I am most of my interest is in the engine it runs on, what they were trying to make it do, and they tried doing some interesting stuff with it. But yeah, I think they went off in the wrong direction. I really do. I think they dropped the ball somewhere in the development of that. It could certainly have been something better than it was, and it had the makings there. It really could have been. It just wasn't to be. It's a shame. Oh no, that's spades. Well, that's no good to me. Fuck. That doesn't. So it's not difficult, is it? It's solitaire, it's easy. That's a difficult one. Like, that's a thought. Like, I would have to think long and hard about that one. If, like, you know, I got to hell and they just said, right, okay, your personal hell is like, you can play Solitaire for eternity, or you can play Blood for the rest of eternity, and you get to choose. And I think I'd just like be like, well, fuck, like, which one do I do? Because neither sounds like I'm going for that. Neither sounds like a particularly nice experience. I wish I could get shot of that 3 over there. I got 7s I can place if I can find somewhere to put them. If I can get a 4, I can move that 3. Because I've not seen the ace for it. Jeez, man. Tired anyway. That ended about right because I'm at the point where I'm getting tired. Interesting little excursion. You know, I'm surprised I remember as much about the game as I do, considering I haven't played it for quite a few years now. You know, it's not something I ever play, Blood. The last time I had anything to do with it was when I was digging in my own old levels. And that's all I've really done with it for a very long time. So it's kind of weird seeing it again. I'm like, geez, this is a thing I used to play, you know. This might actually be winnable. Maybe. What do you think's on that 9? Probably the red fucking queen or something. Might as well put the king down because there's nothing else to go. Now we do have a red queen there, and there's no point leaving it out because we already have another king. So jack, no. Maybe we can do this. Maybe we can do it. Fuck, would this be a record? Winning the fast time through? Like, we might actually beat this. I don't think there's any need to keep anything else like open here now. I think we're gonna get it. 7, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4. Oh yes, got it. Let me roll the cigarette real quick. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely think Duke's prototypes would be more interesting. Duke's dev team seemed like the far more experimental like sorts, and I think they were probably a far bit more talented than the people at Monolith. Monolith seems like a sort of like B-grade dev team that they're not really. And I really think they knew what they were doing, I've got to be honest. Like, I don't think there was really malice or anything behind what they were doing, anything like that. I think they just didn't really have a clear goal in mind, probably kept changing their mind, which all Fathers and Duke dev team did as well, but they seem to be a lot better at it. Like, theirs really seems to be somebody narrowing it down until they could get a decent game. Whereas Blood's lot seemed more like, oh no, I don't fucking know where we're going. I thought we were making this. I believe they won the first time. Well, I'm going to get out of here then. I'm going to go to bed because I'm tired. But, yeah, not sure if I'll have anything to upload on Sunday. We'll see. I've got things planned. It's just having the time to do it. You know, I've still got loads of shit going on. And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon, annoyingly, because I'd quite happily just sit and fuck about on games for like hours every day, but you just can't do that as an adult. You know, you're kind of stuck, like, having to do boring, mundane things that you'd rather not do, but that need fucking doing, because if you don't do them, no one else will do them, and then things just get worse, and the list of shit that needs to do gets longer because you didn't do the first lot of things immediately. It is a thing that you learn, is when something wants doing, you should just do it as soon as you can. Should finish it post haste, because otherwise it will just get worse, and it seems even more insurmountable to ever finish it. I'm waiting for the machine to shut down. You're coming with me, like, so we'll shut this down. I don't know. I can show off my file I got a nice, that's quite a fucking I mean, compare that to like my sort of regular one there. There's quite a size difference. It's for wood, so it's a limited use for me because I mostly work with steel. But I just saw it and I was like, oh, I like that, and it's only £4, so I'll have it. I will use it. Oh, there we go. But I'm out of here. Ta-ta. Thanks for watching. I'll see you around. When I see you around, pretty soon I would think. I don't think there'll be a long gap before I show up again, but yeah, I'm just not quite sure I can make the upload Sunday. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll at least try, but I can't guarantee it. Just busy obligations. You know how it is. Oh, I still can't do the elegant ending thing. I should find a way to make it freeze frame, so I could just freeze frame. I'd quite like exiting on a buffer underrun, so it's just like when I press the button, it just sort of just freezes on that last frame. I don't know. I'd quite